And a very pleasant good evening, everybody, from Stadium Field in Parkersburg, West Virginia. Welcome to 1455 Media's coverage of the Moran Construction High School Game of the Week. Hi, everybody. Brian Nost along with my partner again this week. So glad to have Rob Cornelius back with us. Man, he did such a great job last week. We had to have you back, buddy. Welcome back.
I'm glad to be back. Great game. Haven't been in PHS Stadium Field in a while. I live about 5 minutes away, but haven't seen a game here in ages. And my name's spelled right.
They
and that's
spelled
awesome.
your name right.
Nailed it. High five.
You have no idea, folks. Right before we went on the air, we were having so much trouble trying to figure out how to spell Rob's last name, and he finally had to give up his driver's license to the producer so he could relay it to the truck.
I want the fonts to be perfect, and Parkersburg wants the coin flip to be perfect.
That's right, they do. They are at midfield right now, and looks like Hurricane has won the toss. They've decided to defer to the second half. Rob, coming into this ball game, Hurricane 3-4, wins at Winfield, Beckley, and Huntington. And on the loss column side, Spring Valley Capital, Cabell Midland, and GW. If you look at the Parkersburg Big Reds, 3-3, wins at Morgantown, Beckley, and Marietta, Ohio, and similar losses to Cabell Midland, George Washington, and Capital.
Yeah, really a young PHS squad, starting a sophomore quarterback, 26 seniors out the door from last year's fairly successful team. But both these teams right now are kind of muddled, right at that 500 area in the MSAC. Right now, both would barely qualify for the playoffs if we quit tonight.
Yeah, you said one was PHS was 13, I think you said.
Yep, they're 13, Hurricane at 15, and
15.
Hurricane was a 16 seed last year. Give an example, these teams are right where you expect them right now. Who's going to get to 500 or get over 500?
You're watching the Moran Construction Game of the Week live from Stadium Field in Parkersburg. And as we said, Hurricane has won the toss, and they have decided to defer to the second half. You know, last week, kind of an upset, I think, with Hurricane beating Huntington. While we were up in New Martinsville doing that ball game, Hurricane was playing some really good football against the Highlanders.
And what they can do, they score, they throw the ball a lot. They throw the ball around about as much as a high school team will in West Virginia and AAA. They wing it all around the yard.
Big Red's getting ready to run through the fire extinguishers here. Back in the day, they used fog machines. Now it's a fire extinguisher.
Right, exactly. It's less flammable. It's like those pajamas won't catch fire. No, it's perfect. Everything's synthetics these days. It'll always catch fire.
As we're watching this ball game tonight, keep in mind Big Reds are averaging 25 points a game, and their opponents are averaging 28 points a game. Average rushing per game, Big Reds 203 yards, and they're giving up 206 yards a game. Their passing yardage, Big Reds are passing for an average of 152 yards a game, and they're giving up 150. So their statistics on both sides of the football very similar.
Yeah, very, very even, very, very much what you expect out of a club that's 500 or 500-ish. This quarterback, Bryson Singer, does a lot, though, and he's going to run the ball a lot. One of the leading rushers in this conference, the number 2 rusher in this conference. He's carried 101 times for 670 yards. He'll throw some, too, but he is the focus, absolutely.
Again, glad you're with us here on the Moran Construction High School Game of the Week. Brian Nost, Rob Cornelius, and Cole Bumgarner, the senior, getting ready to tee it up at the 40-yard line. Back deep for the Big Reds. Carter Mills is wearing number 23 tonight. He's back there. Also Mason Braden, and also back deep is, well, I had it there a second ago, but we'll catch it. Yeah, Anthony Craig. And it's going to go to Mason at the 8. Mason cuts up across the 15 out to the 18-yard line. So Mason Braden with the return. Tonight's live stream produced by 1455 Media. 1455 is a full-service multimedia firm bringing big city production and small-town customer service to the Mid-Ohio Valley. Video works, and when it's produced by 1455 Media, it works even better. Go to 1455media.com to learn more. That's the word 14, the number is 55media.com. As we get set and the offense, give is immediately. Actually, it's a quarterback keeper to Bryson Singer. Singer at the 50, Singer at the 40, and he's run out of bounds at the 37-yard line. There's a shocker right off the bat.
Yep, right there, 45 yards on the ground for the quarterback, Bryson Singer. Get a replay here in a second, but he just fakes to give to that running back. Everyone bites on the zone read stuff, and he's free just up the right side. Gets a good block. Offensive lineman comes out, gets down there ahead of him, the linebacker level, gets a couple receiver blocks, and is pretty much free to the 50. They finally catch him there, and Parkersburg will play quickly.
Singer is your quarterback. In the backfield is Anthony Craig. He's got 4 wide receivers in this set. Singer wants to throw, and he does. Pass is caught and complete to Matt Curry.
This is not a team that completes a ton of passes. Curry, that's his 6th catch of the season, the big tight end, a couple scores, so high percentage of scoring on low volume.
Gain of about 6 on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 4. Ball right at about the 29-yard line. And Singer wants to keep it again, and again the hole on the right side. Singer down to the 20-yard line. Stopped there by Jerry James of the Hurricane Redskins. But another Big Red first down.
Yeah, give him a great spot. 19, down to 19, almost the 18-yard lines, unofficially 11 yards. And again, they're biting on the give that halfback. He sees the read, opening up that hole between right guard and tackle on the right side of the line. He's getting all the room he wants.
1st and 10, Big Reds. The ball is at the 18-yard line. We are just underway here on the Moran Construction High School Game of the Week. Brian Noss, Rob Cornelius, and a flag on the play.
Yep, right tackle move there on PHS. A little bit of a jump there.
Good crowd here tonight. 52 degrees at kickoff. Clear skies. And you were right. Zach Wolf on the infraction, so it'll move him back 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15 now. The line of scrimmage is the 23.
Only negative play so far. PHS is moving it on the ground easily.
Singer gives it right up the middle. A little bit of running room over the right side, and with the ball is Anthony Craig. Craig will get back to about the 20. The original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up about a 2nd and 12, I think, depending on where they spot the ball. Yeah, they spotted him short of the 20.
You have pretty good sense the quarterback's going to keep a lot. They have to give it to Snodgrass or give it to this other running back, Craig, occasionally keep the other team honest. But essentially the quarterback has over 100 carries. No one else has more than about 25.
Singer in the shotgun formation. Craig to his left. He's straight drop, wants to throw. Now he'll step up and run. Singer across the 15, down to the 18-yard line.
Give him 7, almost 8 on that one. Delayed. The thing just kind of opened up for him, but you've got to keep a middle linebacker in the field there to kind of spy on him, wait for him, and keep him in front of you, but he still gets nearly the first down mark.
Redskins doing a good job on the pass covers there, forcing Singer to tuck it and run on his own. 3rd and 4 for the Big Reds. Singer, screen, picked up by Hurricane, and some missed tackle. Pass is complete to the end zone. Touchdown. Braden Mason on the touchdown.
Just his 2nd receiving score of the year for Mason. One of the top offensive players. Get it to him at the edge. He actually skips the first tackle, double receiver block on the corner on the outside, and he skates the last 15 yards, dives it in, Nesty plunge, and 6 for Parkersburg.
Tyrone Washington had him in the backfield there on the screen, number 35 for the Redskins, and he just whiffed on him. So Sam Potts now on to attempt the extra point to give Parkersburg an early 7-0 lead. The kick is up, and the kick is right down the pipe. So with 9:57 to go in the first, the Big Reds strike first, go the length of the field in just over 2 minutes, and they lead it 7-0.
Yep, 82 yards in the drive. Nice can opener here for PHS.
Game of the Week brought to you by Moran Construction. Moran Construction and Ramjack of West Virginia, your local foundation repair experts. Give them a call, 740-444-4773, or visit ramjack.com.
That's exactly who you want to see have the ball in their hands over for Parkersburg. Singer, some good decisions as a quarterback on option reads, and getting outside to Braden Mason. We said in this pregame, Braden Mason wears number 1. You don't put number 1 on a guy who can't play. That's usually a good sign getting off the bus when you see number 1.
Well, you mentioned Singer and the way he runs the football. He's averaging 111 yards a game. Is their leading rusher.
Yep, top running quarterback in this league. I think it's the 2nd, number 2 rushing number in the whole league, quarterback, running back, or anybody.
Right. So Potts has it teed up at the 40. Hurricane back deep, 3 guys, and it's going to be taken by the gentleman on the far side. Couldn't catch his number. It's so far over there. I think
4.
I think it was Nathan Barnum, and it was.
And Barham is a smaller guy, 5'8", $160 senior receiver. They have a lot of little guys who seem to catch a lot of passes, Brian.
So now we're going to check out this Hurricane offense, which, as you said earlier, they like to throw the football. The quarterback is Austin Womack, a 6'2 senior who is about 158 pounds dripping wet. He's joined in the backfield by Christian Hill. And they give it to Hill. He's coming right at you. Hill crosses the 25, turns the corner up to the 29-yard line. For Hurricane, Garrett Green loses his helmet. He's going to have to go out for a play. You see him at the top of your screen there trotting off the field. Let's look right here as Christian Hill comes right at you. Nice job there on the tackle by Gage Fiore.
Yeah, Fiore, one of the leading tackles since Parkersburg set up. Look, Hill was the leading running back in this part of the state last year, 1,500 yards.
Pass is out on the right flat. It is complete. And on the reception is Abel Cunningham, the senior.
Yeah, just whipping it out there, essentially creating a screen out to Cunningham, but no blocking out there. Just he's out there beyond the numbers. A difficult throw. They get it to him. There's not a lot of places to go. 27th catch of the year for Cunningham.
Sam Potts on the stop. It brings up a 3rd and 2 for Hurricane. Womack in the shotgun. Checks off, turns to the coach, gets another play. 4 wide receivers in the set, and they're going to hand it off to Hill. Hill tries to get around the corner, and I think the Big Reds stopped him short.
Really, really well pursued by PHS. They clearly disrespected the pass from Hurricane on that play. Thought that it was going to be a run all the way, read it right into the short side of the field, right into that Hurricane bench. Great pursuit over there. Extra safety went to that side, stayed away from the heavy receiver side, and they stopped him on 3rd down.
Super job there by the Big Reds, and they're forcing Hurricane into a 3-and-out, which is
pretty rare.
Very rare, and it only took 30 seconds off the clock, or 40 seconds off the clock, those 3 plays. So Big Red's going to get the ball right back. And it takes a Big Red bounce. Nobody better touch that. And Hurricane finally does down it at the 32-yard line. You know, you always score big with a loan from West Banco Bank. Personal or business, we have loans for every possible need. Auto loan, touchdown. Personal loan, touchdown. Flex line, home equity loan, it's a touchdown too. So for that big win, stop by one of our Parkersburg locations or a Marietta location today. West Banco wishes the area football teams good luck this season. Go teams. West Banco Bank Incorporated is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Great start by PHS. Get Hurricanes offense off the field with a 1-minute 3-play drive to nowhere.
Yeah. So the Big Reds will start again. 9:07 to go in the first. Singer keeps it left side. Singer, big hole up the middle, still on his feet. Singer down to the 39-yard line. Bryson Singer having a game so far.
29 on his feet for Singer there. Again, he's slippery. He's taller. He's a 6'30", doesn't weigh a ton. Again, everyone biting on that halfback when Parkersburg is going to keep all the time. Hurricane, 4 tackling over the 50, and he gets down there inside the 40 for a pickup of 29. So he's got runs today of 45 and 29 already.
And I like the way, Rob, he takes care of that football. He carries it high and tight, and he doesn't swing it out a lot when he's running. Now over the middle, wide open. And for the touchdown for the Big Reds is Carter King. Right down the seam, and nobody was within 10 yards of him.
Right down the middle there, right up the hash from 37 yards out. Great pickup there and a great find. Again, uncovered. Safety's cleared out the middle of the field. Essentially an RPO. Singer rears back, fakes the give, and he's run in behind all the DBs. Nobody stays with him. Didn't expect 10 as a receiver. He found him.
So mercy sakes, the Big Reds making a statement here at home early. Kick from Potts is up and good, and with 8:36 to go in the first, Big Reds lead it 14-0. We'll take a break. We're coming back right after this.
Are you looking for a family doctor but hate the idea of another overbooked office? At our practice, you get to see the same doctor at every visit, either online or at your home. You get exceptional medical care that's convenient for you. Call us today at Ascent Private Practice.
Hi, I'm Davian Sims. You remember me. My dad's a lawyer. He helps victims in medical malpractice.
Yes, and for 30 years, I've been helping victims of medical malpractice. Let my 30 years of experience help you with your medical malpractice case.
Let my dad help you.
Call 304-428-5291 to contact the law offices of David A. Sims.
Back at Stadium Field, and Parkersburg early on here has put the hurt on the Redskins. 14-0, and Potts inexplicably kicks it out of bounds at the 25-yard line. I have no idea what he was thinking there unless he just a miss hit.
Well, it's possible. That's one Parkersburg, a little bit of a weakness this season has been the kick game. They don't trust the field goal game. Potts contributes on offense as well as a receiver, but they're 14 of 21 for extra points. Don't really trust the kick game right now, so they're going to be playing for 6s and 2s if this thing gets closer.
Yeah. So the line of scrimmage will be the 35-yard line. The ball will be spotted here at the near hash.
Parkersburg scoring too fast. That was a 31-second drive.
I know. It's crazy.
Great pace.
Womack in the shotgun. Christian Hill beside him. Womack wants to throw. He'll go long. Has a man. Hill caught. And Christian Hill is going to go all the way. 65 yards. Touchdown, Redskins.
Anything you can do, I can do better, or at least compromise. At least have it even up and get you 6 or 7 there for Hurricane. Hill, the running back, just gets free up the seam, middle of the field. Pretty much the same thing Parkersburg did moments ago.
I want you to watch him come out of the backfield like a shot.
Yep, he's flying. It's a go route all the way. Runs by the guys. There's not man coverage back there. No one picked him up or knew to pick him up. I see 58 trailing him. I assume that's the middle linebacker. We're not going to catch him.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, Casey Mahoney was the man closest to him and could not catch up to him. So Cole Bumgarner on to try the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. So just like that, Hurricane answers. With 8:24 to go in the first, it's Parkersburg 14, Hurricane 7. Tim Nolan of Nolan Services would like you to meet his superhero and grandson, Decker. He's a 2-year-old boy who's bravely battling hypoplastic right heart syndrome, which means he was born with half a heart. He just got home from the hospital from his 4th open heart surgery. He's supported and loved by his dad, Zach Nolan, who's an assistant coach for the Big Reds here in Parkersburg. His mom, Brittany, and the greatest big brother in the world, Benny. So log on to Facebook, search Team Decker to support our favorite superhero. A lot of points in a short amount of time, my friend.
Yeah, that was a 12-second drive for Hurricane. If you're just going to have these one-play drives, we're going to be scoring in the 200s. We'll be here all night. I think both these teams are excited about scoring. Hurricane's been a little more score-happy over the course of the season than Parkersburg, but this is a fast start.
Braden Mason, Carter Mills, and Anthony Craig back for the Big Reds, and it's going to go to Braden Mason. Mason going coast to coast, east to west, not necessarily running north and south, and he gets hung up and driven down.
Hair short of the 20, and there's a flag behind that. Ran all the way across the field to only get to the 20.
Flag's on the far side of the field. And we'll listen for the call right here.
Walking it back.
Yep.
On the receiving team. Half the distance to go. First down.
You heard it. It was blocking the back on the receiving team, so they'll march him back half the distance. The ball will be
just inside the 10.
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah, didn't need that. It was at the end of the play there. He wasn't going to get to the corner, wasn't going to get outside the numbers anyway. Ooh, decent spot. Okay, a little ahead of the 10.
So the Big Reds will take over 1st and 10 from just outside their 10-yard line. Singer is the quarterback. 2-step drop, and he wants to let her rip. He does, intended for Potts, and the ball was just overthrown. Nice coverage there, applied by Abel Cunningham for the Redskins. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, well covered, difficult throw, corner throw outside the numbers. And again, one of those situations where the quarterback has the coach's permission. He needs to see that 4-man front, linebackers backed out, and check down to a run.
2nd and 10 for the Big Red. Singer looks to the sideline to get the play. He's got it, and here we go. Pistol formation. And hold everything. Flag on the play.
Early starter and offside comes in from that far side official.
Ball, false start, offense, number 3. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Now, how can that be Potts? He was sucking air because he ran that pass play, then he had to run clear back, and now you're telling me he started early.
Yes, must have. He wanted to jump on this thing. And somehow he averages 32 yards a catch. You want to get an early start on that. They're going to need more than 32 to get out of this end, though.
So 2nd and 15 now. Big Reds deep in their own territory. Singer takes the snap, under pressure, dumps it, pass is caught, and that is Braden Mason. Mason across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Almost to the, well, they're going to spot it close to the 24, man.
Yep, little tunnel screen trying to set up there. It's going to be 17 or 18 yards unofficially.
First
Just
down.
get it to your best athletic receiver in space, and Parkersburg did it. Now it gets out from under that goalpost to the north end.
So first down for Parkersburg, and as you said, that little bit of breathing room now. Seems to be some confusion between Singer
Very deep in that pistol.
and Craig. Yeah, Singer keeps it. Now the option. Look at there, will you? Nice little heads-up play of the option to Carter King. Right before Singer got hit, and reminds me of the old wishbone, man, back in the day.
Very late decision. I was trying to figure out why they were so deep in that pistol. That's why. And again, he was a lot of pitch phase, a little slow getting to it, but that could have gone a long, long way if Parkersburg hits the timing on that.
Pickup of 8 on the play, Rob, and it's 2nd and 2. Ball is at the 31-yard line.
More involved than King's probably been all season based on his numbers.
4 wide receivers. And the lone setback in the shotgun formation, and they will give it to the lone running back. That's Anthony Craig. And Craig stopped at the 32-yard line, maybe a gain of 1.
Yeah, Brogan Brown just eats that up from the linebacker level for Hurricane, just jumps on that. Another case where the quarterback that needed to be a run play, we're only seeing a 4 or 5 man front, but Hurricane stood tall.
So 3rd and 2 now for the Big Reds. Again, shotgun formation, or excuse me, pistol formation. And they give it to Craig. Across the 35, first down, Big Reds.
Gets a little bit, gets it by 2, 2.5, and Parkersburg dug out of the first really big hole of the game with those multiple penalties.
Yeah. 6:45 on a running clock. Brian Nost, Rob Cornelius, Moran Construction. High school game of the week on 1455 Media. Glad you're with us this evening. Watching either on 1455's website or Facebook or Vimeo, wherever you might be watching. Intended for Braden Mason, and in and out of the hands, he just dropped it.
Yeah, throw let him is actually good. It was going to be well blocked. Had a couple other receivers out there on the far side, and Potts and King.
So 2nd down and 10. Clock stops on the incompletion. 6:28 to go in the first. Singer, he'll keep it. Run left side. Is got in the backfield, but he scoots away from it. Now he turns the corner and run out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Couple of great blocks right there to free him up.
Oh, yeah, he did a great job. Beats a jersey tackle deep in that backfield. That's where he first gets in trouble.
Right here.
But he has enough strength to run away from that one. Essentially gets out of the jersey tackle, changes field, comes back across, and Anthony Craig is going to bail him out with a block there. Lets him get to the outside. Gets a little more help down. Take it from Sam Potts. Good work to get out to the 45.
And Tyrone Washington got 2 big blocks laid out on him.
Good effort to get back up and get nailed again.
Yeah.
Never quit.
Singer wants to throw over the middle. And there's that play again right down the seam. It's complete again to Carter King.
23 on the pickup, and they've gone to King now twice for big yards up the middle. This one a little tighter, a little trouble with the snap, but Singer gets it up in the air. Again, running between 2, the safety comes over. If you're not going to play man out there, too late, Jerry James gets there.
1st and 10, Big Reds, and they continue to roll. They started on their 11.
This is pretty.
Very impressive drive here. Impressive first quarter from Parkersburg. And there goes Singer. Singer at the 10, 5, Touchdown, Bryson Singer from 30 yards out. And they are running that run-pass option to perfection, Rob.
Nope, they are doing everything they need to do. He's keeping most of the time, but guess what? He doesn't need to fool anybody. He's outrunning these guys to the perimeter. He's getting good blocking. This is the PHS blocking I remember from 15 years ago. Gets to the outside and just outruns guys.
Nice job on the outside there, too, by Matt Curry, sealing that outside and allowing Singer to go right around the end and score.
Yep, Curry, big tight end blocking. Curry, the holder there for Potts on your extra point, and PHS leads by 2 scores.
It's relevant. It's informative. It's a whole lot of Eric Little. Catch the Eric Little High School Football Podcast. Subscribe on iTunes and get new episodes delivered each Wednesday. Like and interact with the show on Facebook at the Eric Little High School Football Podcast. 5:51 to go here in the first, and the Big Reds have scored every time they've had the football. 3 possessions, 3 scores.
I didn't expect Parkersburg to be this explosive. I've only seen a little bit of tape on them, but these guys are moving. And the Singer kid, this quarterback's only a sophomore, so you've got some time to grow. He has runs of 45 and 29, and then a scoring run of 30 on top of that. He's over 100 yards just on those 3 big runs.
Right. So Potts will do what he's done already 3 times tonight, and that is 4 if you count the 3 times tonight. He'll tee it up, and this time he boots it deep. Ball is taken at the 10-yard line. Nice return there by Chase Hager out to the 35, 36-yard line. Good look at Hager right there. Sophomore at 5'9", $150.
Another one of these 4 primary receivers that, frankly, shorter guys, thinner guys, don't look great getting off the bus. They put up big numbers this year. Hager's 24 catches, 4 scores. He's good.
Yep. So let's see if Austin Womack can get Hurricane back in this football game. They trail by 14 here in the first quarter, and he wants to throw. He does, dumps it off to Christian Hill. Hill out to the 40 where he is run out of bounds, chased out of bounds by Zadrian Snodgrass.
Snodgrass, one of the leading tacklers, 31 on the season before that. And that's just Hill on a little swing. Linebackers stay at home and keep him in front of him while all the other receivers go deep. Just trying to get your best athlete the ball in space.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard screen pass to Hill. And another dump pass that is dropped at the 42-yard line. Womack's pass intended for Abel Cunningham, and he just, he dropped it. He wouldn't have gotten anywhere anyway because he was on the ground when he caught it.
Virtually no gain if he catches it, but it's weird. Parkersburg is just demanding. They're baiting Hurricane to throw by playing off the receivers on this 3-receiver side. All sorts of room to throw.
And you mentioned how dangerous they were throwing the football, the Hurricane Redskins.
High volume throwers, 3 or 4 receivers with 300 yards and 3 or 4 scores each.
Womack now is going to check.
This quarterback has 16 throwing touchdowns this season.
And now they're going to call a timeout. So with 5:31 on the clock in the first quarter, Hurricane's going to take their first timeout. We'll take another one as well. We'll be right back right after this.
Have you heard what happened to those with curious minds? They packed up, broke free of conventions. These prospectors of knowledge are blazing a new trail, joining the long line of those who sought adventure and prepared for anything. This is the time. This is the place. Bring forth a pioneer.
.531 left to go in the first, 21-7. The homestanding Big Reds over the Hurricane Redskins. Brian Austin, Rob Cornelius on 1455's coverage of the Moran Construction High School game of the week. So 3rd and 5 now, as Coach Jeremy Taylor wanted to talk it over with his offense, and pass is thrown out into the flat and caught. It's going to be good enough for the first down.
Yeah, push back, but he got a good spot out in front of it for about 11 yards.
On the reception is Ryan Moses. Caught the pass from Womack, and it is a first down. Here it is again.
Yep, Moses there, one of their top receivers. Outside, well tackled by PHS, just gets the mark and gets shoved back.
Sam Potts on the stop, 1st and 10. Hurricane. So the timeout paid off. 4 wide receivers, and they're going to give it to Christian Hill. Hill fights his way ahead to the line of scrimmage, maybe a half a yard, and that's it. Nice job there on the defense, stopped by C.J. Wade.
Yeah, Big Reds are doing a great job, and C.J. Wade, obviously the story on this defense, 9 sacks, one of the leading tacklers on this team and in the state. He's a big dude with a college football future.
You want to talk about big dudes?
That's a big dude.
That's a big dude. Caleb Frazier.
6'2", 350, playing on the nose, the defensive tackle side, as definitely a 2-gap player.
Or 3 or 4, depending on what he had for lunch.
Good size.
Austin back to pass, and pass is caught and put out of bounds is Ryan Moses.
Yep, second catch of the night, 28 catches on the season. He actually leads them in touchdown catches with 5 on the year, senior. It's another smaller guy, not that tall, but good body control to come back and get this pass from Womack. They're running these right at the sideline, right at the marker. A lot of precision there in this offense.
He actually had 2 guys there. He had Moses and he had Nathan Barham. And Barham actually went for the pass, and Moses got it. It was over Barham's head.
Yeah, flood the zone over there with receivers.
So 3rd and 1, and they give it to Hill. Right side, Hill will turn the corner and get the first down, plus a couple.
But I'm impressed with what the Big Reds are doing with Hill. Hill is the numbers guy in this league in the Charleston, Parkersburg area, and he has yet to really bust loose on the running plays, period. Ohio, they're really doing a good job taking care of him at the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm. Initial contact there in the backfield from Kyle Grant, but he did get the first down.
Yeah, he has a scoring play, but it's on again that running back jet play is right up the field on a pass reception for 65 for Hurricanes' first score.
Might have been Snodgrass on the tackle, my bad. Little roll to the left by Austin Womack. And the pass is complete to Cunningham, and he is out of bounds in Big Red territory.
Again, just good body control, high degree of difficulty throw for Womack. Throws off his back foot, a little lob out there, and Cunningham makes the play and stays in bounds. And Cunningham is listed at 5'10", $127. $127, really.
Yeah.
It's pretty light.
Pretty light.
Dude's fast, though.
35-yard line or 34-yard line is the line of scrimmage. Womack, shotgun, just wants to dump it off to Hill. In and out of the hands of Hill, hit the receiver right in that grape. He couldn't catch it, or hit the official rather, right in the head, and he couldn't catch it.
Yeah, they're just going to leak Hill in the flat away from the receivers every time. It's a check down for the quarterback. Doink. Just overthrows him, pops the receiver, but Snodgrass is basically sitting there and hanging out and sitting on that running back as receiver every play. When
we do the highlight package at the end, I expect that highlight with a sound effect, Mitch. I'm just telling you.
Get that on the banquet tape, yeah.
That's right. Boing, 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 boing. Clock stop, 3:57 in the first. Womack, straight drop. Down the middle, has a man, overshot him. Pass was intended for Chase Hager. He had him. He was wide open by about 3 steps, Rob.
Yep, good protection there, even with just blocking with 5. Hurricane with plenty of time there for Womack as he looks to Hager, just up the seam, a little skinny post action. Had the DB beaten, had run by him, had inside position. Safety was going to be late back there to help linebacker as well. Just need to find the receiver.
Oh, that was 6, man.
It's pretty.
That was 6. Coverage provided there by Michael Owen. So now it's 4th and 1, and they're going for it, and I would too.
Have to.
And the little end around, and the Big Reds read it. It was a little pitch end around to Nathan Barham, and the Big Reds were all over it, and they get the football.
Yeah, trailing defensive end on that one is Justin Waybright. He hasn't read all the way, senses the misdirection coming, stays at home there, and brings down the little guy. He just did not have any blocking help on that edge. Great play by Waybright. He has 4 sacks. That might as well be a sack there.
Nice job by Justin, and the Big Reds will take over. Remember, they've scored every time they've had the football here in this first quarter.
really impressive series of drives. 3 possessions, 3 scores, and a big, long signature play for the banquet tape on each of those drives.
Yeah. Line of scrimmage is the 41. Bryson Singer, your quarterback. The sidecar doesn't matter because Singer keeps it across the 50 to the 49-yard line. Shouldn't say it doesn't matter. Anthony Craig's back there more as a decoy at this point because they're keying on him.
And that's what's weird. This quarterback runs 4 times as much as any of his particular running backs. He's going to get 11 or 12 out here to the perimeter, delivers the blow, takes a shot from the little corner, but delivers the blow as well. This is well blocked, and this is impressive right now from Parkersburg.
Yeah. Singer, a good athlete.
You know exactly what he's going to do on 70% of downs, and yet they're getting away with it.
Now he wants to throw. Comeback route, and it is caught. Flag is down. The ball is caught by Braden Mason, but hang on a second.
Yeah, trying to set up a tunnel screen. Ball a little late, a little low to Mason, and someone gets caught there with a hold or blocking the back. No, they're picking it up.
They're going to wave it off.
There you go.
There was no flag on the play.
Ah, see, okay, the classic RPO issue when the linemen release and they get too far upfield, but that time it was a throw and he did it fast enough, they picked it up.
Right.
I mean, in these RPO-type plays, linemen are almost always too far upfield, but it's very rarely whistled unless it's super blatant.
So, 1st and 10 for the Big Reds. Clock rolls at 3:03 to go in the first. Singer keeps it again. Tries to get around the end, and he does. Singer down to the 24-yard line. Bryson Singer, it's been his show so far tonight, Rob.
Really has been. Another 11 or 12 there on the pickup. He's getting close to probably 140, 150 yards unofficially, and I have no idea why Hurricane is honoring the read option to the running back at all. Singer's going to keep all the time, and he's just stronger and taller than anybody they're throwing at him right now.
And Mike Bias is going to keep running with Singer until they figure out a way to stop him. I mean, what coach wouldn't?
Exactly. Go with what works. I mean, until they double up his side or essentially double cover him and leave the running back alone, this is going to keep happening.
Bunch formation at the bottom of your screen of Big Red receivers and then one at the top. And now they do give it. And there, it's amazing. They give it off to Anthony Craig. And that play, I mean, when I say it's amazing, you can watch right here. They don't know what. They don't know if Singer's going to keep it or if he's going to hand it off. And that time they guessed wrong.
Yep, 18 yards for Craig there as they finally hand it off to the running back. Singer gives it up, but he was so deep in the backfield you knew it wasn't a keep.
They'll give it to Craig again. Craig down to the 5-yard line.
This pistol is not that tricky when he's in it. All it does, it lets you run option to either side of the field. So that stretches the defense laterally, but big picture, that was a running back run all the way.
Good blocking up front, allowed that hole, and Big Reds are in the red zone. 2nd and goal from the 4. Singer's going to keep it, right side. Singer, touchdown, Big Reds, Bryson Singer from 4 yards out, and the Big Reds continue to roll.
2nd running score of the night for Bryson Singer, but he's had a big night. Thrown for one.
Call it back. Yeah, I didn't see the flag until way, way late.
Holding spot foul is what it looks like based on where they're pushing it to, but that would have been 2nd score of the night for Singer.
Right. So now it'll be 2nd and goal from the 14.
They don't seem that troubled by it, and I'm betting it's 4-down territory regardless.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Especially when you said, how they're struggling on the kicking game.
Kick game's been not great. Not great. But this offense is executing. I would give these guys another snap as many times as I could.
Bryson Singer wants to throw, going for the corner of the end zone, has a man. Touchdown. Braden Mason from 14 yards out. And that was almost a surprise to the Hurricane secondary.
Well, it was a look off. The quarterback looked him off all the way before he lobs that one into that southeast end zone corner. Lob up. He had faked to give the running back, and all the DBs had looked it off. They had no idea what was going on behind him. Get there late, and Mason, the most athletic player on this perimeter for Parkersburg, gets an easy score.
So Big Reds have the ball 4 times. Big Reds put it in the end zone 4 times. Potts' kick is up and good. And it's now 28-7.
That is such a well-thrown fade to the Mason kid. There's so few. You don't see it executed in high school like that very often.
Right. Every family has a box of old home videotapes sitting around, but How many even have a VHS or cassette player anymore? Marietta Media Transfer can help you access these precious memories and preserve them in a digital format. October special is $10 per transfer when you have 5 or more tapes, films, or DVDs to transfer. Call 304-488-4633 or check out MariettaMediaTransfer.com for more information.
Great start to PHS. I would never expect it to say up 3 scores after essentially not much more than a quarter.
I'm with you, man. This is very impressive and surprising.
Needed, because both these teams have essentially won and lost to the same group of teams roughly in the MSAC. A lot of similar wins and losses and performances.
Yeah. And kick is taken by the up man, and that is Christian Hill.
Pretty good up man. Best running back in this league is up in the middle level taking kicks. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Go figure. Very slow moving first quarter.
A lot of one-play drives, a lot of three-play drives. This is just, it's felt like a lot of football, and we're not done with quarter one.
1:22 left to go. Austin Womack in the shotgun, and he wants to throw right away. He'll just dump it out of the backfield. Christian Hill gets out of a tackle at the 31, still on his feet out to the 37-yard line. He's going to be brought down there by Casey Mahoney, but a nice job of eluding some tackles.
Michael Owen had a shot to just blow uphill, but he wasn't confident he had safety help behind him. So instead of running through him, he pulls up a little, just goes for the ankles, and ends up missing on Hill, and he gets a few more yards, but he absolutely could have just drilled him.
So now we're inside a minute. After all that, just a gain of 4 on the play for the Redskins. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
They're covering Hill up great. They're covering the lateral stuff up great. Haven't gotten beaten deep often enough.
Straight drop, same play. Little dump screen to the left side. And that time, Hill is wrapped up and thrown out of bounds. About the 38.
Yeah,
back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
Yeah, as Adrian Snodgrass is basically playing the spy on most downs on that running back. Another thing, we haven't seen this quarterback even think about a run, but again, numbers-wise, he's a throw the ball around the yard, 1,500 yards in the season kind of guy so far, not really a runner.
3rd and 6 for the Redskins. Austin Womack, the quarterback, gives it right up the middle to Hill, and Hill stumbles forward just past the line of scrimmage. He's out to the 40, so now it's 4th down, and definitely a punting situation for the Redskins.
Yeah, 4th and 5. You gotta put it up from here. Hurricane is not getting much done. They're not hitting enough throws. So throwing the guys in space around the perimeter, but they're not breaking tackles. Parkersburg is a lot better, a lot quicker side to side than I think folks would give them credit for.
And I think that's going to be it for the first quarter, as Hurricane's going to elect to talk about it and regroup. We'll take a break. That's the end of the first quarter. Big Reds 28, Hurricane 7.
At J.W. Potts
Insurance, saving you money is the easy part of our job. Exceeding your expectations is why we wake up each day. Whether receiving touchdowns, kicking extra points and field goals, blasting someone on a tackle, or a pick six. No matter which team you root for, at J.W. Potts, you can be part of the winning team. Once a Big Red, always a Big Red.
Big Reds, does J.W. Potts Insurance have the best price and service? Oh, oh, oh.
Marietta College, it holds its students to such a high standard where it becomes the norm that you have to work hard. He actually signed me up for the hardest math competition for any undergraduates in the United States. I'm glad that he saw that in me. And this is the place that makes me feel like myself.
You're watching the Moran Construction Game of the Week on 1455 Sports. Brought to you in part by Westbanco. By all accounts, better. Visit them today at westbanco.com. Marietta College, bring forth a pioneer. Visit marietta.edu. And by the law offices of David A. Sims. Contact them at mywvlawyer.com.
Ah, yes, the gorgeous tones of Ron Cook, who is enjoying his last day at the beach today. He's headed home tomorrow, the dirty dog. And while we were away, Hurricane punted the ball. It was fielded by Braden Mason. Fair catch called for at the 22-yard line. So Big Reds will have it 1st and 10. If you're just joining us, mercy sakes. Big Reds had the ball 4 times in that first quarter, and you guessed it, they scored all 4 of them. 28-7 over the Hurricane Redskins. And the give right up the gut and over the right side. Here we go is Anthony Craig. And Craig out to the 38-yard line, 1st down.
Yep, 15 more for Craig. The read is to give it to Craig, get him to the short side of the field again. Well blocked. PHS blocking has a double out there on the defensive lineman. Gets out to the safety level, give him 14 or 15 on the pickup.
1st and 10 Big Reds. They give it to Craig again over the right side. And again, Anthony Craig has 1st down yardage out to the 49-yard line. Now they're starting to key on the quarterback, and Craig is getting the football.
Yeah, but this is more Craig's got the football more tonight than I bet he has in any other game this season. Gets the outside, and Parkersburg was doing a good job getting a tight end over there and blocking the short side of the field, closing it off. It's less space to block and control.
Pistol formation. And this time, Singer wants to keep it, and he's brought down in the backfield by a couple of Redskins. Singer in danger of losing that football. As you saw him, he had it cocked way out to the side of him here as he comes right towards you. Watch this.
Well, hero ball there, and it's because he's waiting. He wants to find Carter King in the flat as his 3rd option. He fakes the give there, but he's carrying it way outside with his hand. You saw this in the Week 1 game in Morgantown, carrying a little bit too far outside his body.
And the Hurricane player, number 74, I don't have a 74 on my roster, but he going off very visibly in pain with that right shoulder. And now Singer on the keeper right up the middle. Down to the 43.
Delay and keep there, get him an easy 7 yards. Again, he's always a threat, even when it's not that well blocked. Just opens the thing up in the middle. Again, he's tall, but he's thin. Doesn't need a huge hole to get through. Just picks a spot there. This Parkersburg O-line is really doing a good job tonight, really getting good push.
They sure are, for sure. 3rd down and 4. Singer getting the play from Mike Bias. Now he'll make the adjustments at the line of scrimmage, and here we go. Singer, little dump over the middle and in and out of the hands of Matt Curry, who was the intended receiver. Just kind of a bad pass through it behind him.
Yeah, a little soft there, waist high behind him. Curry had to go to his knees and try and come back and make a play on it. Curry had big catch earlier in this game. He's been more involved in the offense tonight and done a really good job blocking at the edge.
No real surprise here. Mike Bias is going to go for it on 4th and 4.
Life is a video game, but this is a good decision. The card says so.
Yeah, the Redskins haven't been able to stop Parkersburg all night. Why should now be any different? And there's one way to get a 1st down.
There you go. Wasn't even that hard to count, but coming straight across, Brian Lauerman, one of the senior defensive linemen, and Hurricane gives Parkersburg new life.
And he knew it, too. I mean, you saw his reaction.
Defense, number 61.
Grabbed his helmet.
5-yard penalty, 1st down.
As good a runner as Singer is, I'm not sure I want to get upfield too fast. I'm gonna go right by. He's going to go right by me or vice versa.
Right.
You've got to stay at home. If you're playing option quarterback like this, you've got to hold your positions, period.
So, like you said, new life for the Big Reds. 1st and 10, and
Whoa.
Singer is hit in the backfield. And guess who?
Made good on that.
Yeah, he did. Lauerman, the guy who was just called for offsides, just leveled Bryson Singer.
He thought he had the snap count last time. This time he just beats a blocker, beats that left tackle to the inside. I think the tackle thought he had guard help, and it wasn't there. And Lauerman was a surprisingly fast quarterback.
Yeah, Lauer says, I'll get that 5 yards back, coach. And he did.
It's pretty. First big play, first chunk or havoc play for that Hurricane defense.
Loss of 5 on the play. It's 2nd and 15. Singer wants to throw, dump screen, almost hits his lineman. Devin Francis had to duck out of the way of it, and it was intended for Craig.
Just rough on the tough touch here for Singer. Singer's been good throwing some deep balls today. His touch on the short stuff's not there tonight. He's underthrowing guys. But you also saw PHS show something there. They showed a jet sweep motion on the front end of that play. We will see number 1 get the ball in a jet or fly sweep soon.
So they got to make something happen here. 3rd and 15. Singer under a little bit of pressure. Now he'll let it go. and it is picked off. They threw it right into no man's land, and Jerry James is going to run it back. He's at the 50. James still on his feet and knocked down at the 37-yard line, but no reason to throw that ball right there.
No, just an arm punch right there. If you're in trouble there, dump it out of bounds. Instead, you end up with a pick down there and about a 35-yard return before PHS's Anthony Craig finishes it up. Yeah, just way under that one. 2 receivers, 3 DBs in the neighborhood. You overthrow your tight end. That's just wild. That's just not what you want. Tough series thrown there for Bryson Singer.
And I saw a block in the back there that was not called. So the Redskins get a break on the no call, and now they're in business in Big Red territory. 1st and 10 at the 37. Womack wants to throw, has a man, caught. Out of bounds is Ryan Moses. No relation to Amos, I don't think.
No, a tackle there by Sam Potts deep, kept the route underneath him. That's a well-thrown ball by Womack up the left side. These receivers get there and get good position in front of Potts.
First down yardage, it's 1st and 10. The ball spotted at the 23-yard line. Hurricane, after the 35-yard interception return from James, are in business, but hold everything. We've got a flag.
Stop.
Oh, encroachment. Defense, number 29, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Zadrian Snodgrass, the guilty party there.
Yep, linebackers usually lined up over top there or spying that running back Hill for Hurricane. Snodgrass has been solid tonight, but no need to be up there that close. Best field position tonight for either team to start one here. Hurricane right on the doorstep.
Yeah, you gotta think that Singer really wants that ball back.
Absolutely does.
That just an awful pass. I'm not even sure who he was throwing to there. Womack under pressure, just dumps it. Had a receiver in the area, was Cunningham, and also in the area was Ryan Moses, but he just had to dump it and get rid of it.
Yep, just again, when you're in trouble, be smart and dump. And again, Singer is a sophomore quarterback, and he's had 4 great series, and one that you don't love back there, but again, you're going to get ups and downs with youngsters.
Well, and what you don't want now is for that to turn into a momentum swing to where the Big Reds go flat now, and now here comes Hurricane. So, this drive pretty decent here so far, 2nd and 5. Womack, straight drop, under pressure, rolls, wants to dump, and he'll just throw it away.
Very smart senior quarterback move, just getting out there if you're in trouble, dump it or whatever. Don't get yourself sacked, don't take a loss. Not a ton of picks on the year for him with his 16 touchdown passes. No one to hold them, no one to fold them, or at least chuck them at someone on the sideline.
He had Abel Cunningham, but he just tossed it over his head. Now 3rd and 5. Ball's at the 18-yard line. 8:53, clock stopped on the incompletion. Brian Austin, Rob Cornelius, in the Moran Construction High School Game of the Week from 1455 Media. Thank you so much for tuning in here tonight. We're glad you're with us. Womack looks right, throws right, has a man. That's Hill out of the backfield. Christian Hill crosses the 10 down to the 7-yard line. And a touchdown saving tackle there by C.J. Wade.
Yep, Wade drags him down from behind. They've done a good job, honestly, neutralizing Wade. They've been well blocked. He's a great pass rusher. This time just a lateral throw, that running back out of the backfield. Good crackback block from the receiver. And decent tackling, but not before he gets a few yards downfield inside the 10.
1st and goal now from the 7-yard line.
Hill with nearly 800 rushing yards coming into this game. 1,500 last year, on pace for something like that again.
And they give it to Hill, left side. Down to the 6. Game of maybe 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd and goal. The ball will be spotted at the 6-yard line.
Parkersburg's been really, really solid defensively. His front 7 is fast laterally. Hill really hasn't gashed him on running plays. And other than one big pass over the top, this PHS defense, solid A- work in this first half.
Yep, I'm very impressed and proud of the way they played defense here this first half.
Now they're getting jammed with a short field here. They may give one up, but they've played pretty well.
2nd and goal from the 5. Womack under center. They give it to Hill. Hill is met in the backfield, and he'll be Knocked back for about a yard loss, Rob. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
Yep, that's Wade in there, and then up from underneath that big defensive tackle. Caleb Frazier gets over top of that one and helps Wade finish that thing off. Wade's athletic. I think he's playing a little smaller than he did last year. They're a little easier time blocking him. This is a really good Hurricane line, though. Mostly senior. Good size on it.
He did, in fact, lose a yard. 3rd and goal from the 6. Clock moves at 7:12 to go in the first half. Big Reds lead it by 21, but Hurricane knocking on the door at the 6-yard line. Womack loses it. Ball is on the ground. Big Reds say they have it, and guess what? The Big Reds have it.
And they do. Womack there just doesn't handle the snap, and PHS does a good job. Be present, always be present. Gets down under it. Big man on top of him, but it slips out there to the left side. We'll see who came off the field with that one, but it's PHS football.
Well, I want to say it was Justin Waybright who
I think
recovered.
it was Waybright who's had a couple big stops. This Waybright was over there. Fiore on that side of the play, the leading tackler for PHS, but that's a turnover, and you stopped essentially a very, very short field for Hurricane.
You saw Zadrian Snodgrass there on the sideline getting some one-on-one time with one of his coaches. So the Big Reds take over. 1st and 10 from the 6. And around the left side for just a couple is Anthony Craig out to about the 10-yard line.
Good to see some focus on Craig tonight. Again, a guy who has not gotten a ton of carries this season. Generally speaking, the quarterback Singer carries the ball 3 or 4 times as much as any of his running backs. Craig getting a lot of work tonight. Good little hand check, little shove off, stiff arm with the right arm to get him outside.
Lauerman had a chance in the backfield and just couldn't wrap him up. 2nd down and 8 after the gain of 2. Singer, high snap, he'll keep it. Run left, has a little bit of room, tries to get around the corner, and he does. Across the 15 to the 16-yard line, so a little bit of breathing room there as he'll gain about 6 on the play.
Yeah, a lot of point guard mentality. He's always looking if there's another pitch to make, if there's another option to read with him, but he's really, really just drinking this in. It's fun to watch him figure this out. He's going to be really, really good in a year or 2.
Yep, only a sophomore.
Yep, that's the thing. 6'3", good body guys, can add some more weight. Probably will get faster. Really, really impressive so far. And this is a fun offense to watch, what they've done tonight.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
I looked at the stat sheet and said run heavy. I'm going to be bored. This has been the opposite.
So they have the ball spotted at the 17 or around there, which is about
yeah, this
where the
started,
line
I
of
thought,
gain
at the 8, so it's going to be close. Ooh. Maybe.
I think he's short.
Yeah, football and a half short.
Well, make up your mind, guys.
Come on. The little chip goes on the line.
Yep.
Yeah, football length.
Football short. So 3rd and 1 at the 17. You got to get 3 feet to get the first down.
And this group's had no trouble getting it when they needed it.
No, not tonight they haven't.
Assume it's a keep with a guy like this, though, after the Pat Mahomes thing last night. I'm not sure anybody wants their quarterback keeping in a short yardage situation.
What a fluke injury.
It was
last
so weird.
night.
He was already playing on that bad ankle, but then to see him have that patellar tendon get out of place or whatever, and that knee lock up after, yow.
That was just nuts. I mean, and who knows? I didn't hear the results of the MRI. They did an MRI today. Did you happen to hear what it was?
I think he's sitting for 2 or 3 weeks. It's serious, but not super serious. Not like a torn deal. You're going to brace it up and ice it down and figure it out in 2 or 3 weeks. I think they have a bye week coming up for your fantasy team.
They do.
Luckily.
Yeah, they do. Singer's going to keep it over the left side, but hang on a second.
Late stop at your timeout, but now you've shown your play. Classic basketball thing. Show me your set. We'll call another timeout.
I didn't think anybody took a timeout.
No, I went through the timeout, or the officials weren't ready, or what happened there. But now you've made Singer essentially show it's going to be a sprint left.
Now it's going to be a Tom Brady right up the gut, and he'll have the first down out to the 19-yard line.
Gets that done, gets it done easily. Good push. Good push by the Parkersburg offensive line. They knew the snap count. Singer gets out there over top the left shoulder of his center and gets it easily.
Well, call that a Tom Brady because it's successful and Brady didn't tear his knee up.
Correct.
If I would have called it a Mahomes, it may have put a jinx on him or something.
Whew, Matt Moore, good luck.
Yeah. Boy, this has been the year of backup quarterbacks, has it not, in the NFL?
Feels like it.
Delayed handoff. Almost a fumble, and nice job there by Anthony Craig hanging on to that football.
Late flag, though, coming in behind the play at the left side of this PHS line. We'll see what that is. It's a little cross or counter handoff to the back. Yep.
Offense, number 50. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
And where that came out, it was probably unnecessary. It was behind the handoff, behind the play. They get Will Kaufman, junior offensive lineman for PHS. Good looking little run. They're different there. We haven't seen this much. Haven't seen the counter or the cross run there with Craig. Breaks through a couple tackles, a lot of arm tackles. He's not very big, but he gets through them. Official knows, and he knows immediately.
1st and 20 for Parkersburg. Singer. Two-step drop. Now he'll let her rip. Has a man wide open. Pass is caught by Braden Mason. Mason at the 20. 10, 5, touchdown, Big Reds, 80 yards.
90 yards. That's not bad.
Not too shabby.
Another score for Mason, 33 catches coming in tonight. That puts him over, I believe, 600 yards on the season. Singer hangs in. Good protection, good timing. Mason behind 2 DBs up the hash. Turns into a skinny post, and no one's going to catch him. You get it to 1 in space, he's going to go a long, long way, and Hurricane did nothing to disrupt him off the line, to check him off the line there. Got to press him if they're going to throw that.
Yeah, I called it 80. You were right. It's actually 90 because I forgot about the holding penalty that put him back 10 yards. So they were at the 10.
Long play of the season, I would guess, for PHS.
So the Big Reds score again. Kick is up and good, and they lead at 35-7. We'll take a break. 5:28 to go in the first half. We're coming right back.
Anytime, any place, any weather. Ramjack, a division of Moran Construction. What about your foundation? Ramjack, a division of Moran Construction.
Sir Speedy, the one-stop shop for all your printing, signage, and marketing needs. Sir Speedy's print, sign, and marketing services have you covered, whether it's banners, business cards, building signs, trade show displays, yard signs, promotional products, and so much more. With our state-of-the-art equipment, no job is too big or too small. And with Sir Speedy's online services, you can request a quote, send files, and place orders right from your desktop. Sir Speedy's got you covered. Visit us on Emerson Avenue or sirspeedywv.com.
Back at Stadium Field in Parkersburg, and Big Reds kick off, and it goes out of the end zone. Some other scores from around the state. Here's Rob Cornelius.
Yeah, number 1, sort of, Cabell Midland up 20-0 at Woodrow Wilson. Martinsburg undefeated for forever, leads at Salem, Virginia, also undefeated 28-7 at the half. Parkersburg South over Morgantown, 27-21. Spring Valley over St. Albans, 41-love. Number 5, Musselman leads number 6, Wheeling Park, 16-7, late second quarter. Ripley and Greenbrier East both ranked, tied at 14, and South Charleston early over Riverside, 6-0.
All right, we'll get to some AA and single A's coming up here as we have time, but right now, Hurricane tries to get back on track as Womack dumps the pass out to the right side to Chase Hager. Pass is complete, and the gain will be about 7 yards.
They've just not been able to get anything to get very deep. Again, Parkersburg's doing a good job tackling in space on these throws to the outside. These are high degree of difficulty throws for stuff that's not going very deep.
Check that, give him 8, so 2nd and 2 is the situation for the Redskins. Womack in the shotgun, straight drop, and almost intercepted, but the pass is caught and complete to Ryan Moses. And the Big Red defender right here, watch this, had the play timed perfectly, just could not make the catch.
Yeah, Snodgrass got under that route, saw it coming the whole way. Just was a little too tall for him as he went left. He tried to knock it out of the air. They know what's coming. They've read this. They've seen this tape. Have a pretty idea of most of the short stuff Hurricane's going to throw.
Yeah. And I'll tell you one thing. Riding up 64 tonight and 77, I guarantee you that Coach Jeremy Taylor wasn't thinking he was going to be down 35-7 nearing halftime.
No, throw behind Hill there, the running back leaking out to the left. Another empty play there. It's just weird for Hurricane. They've been a really fairly high-scoring team in this league, number 3 scoring team in the MSAC. Never expect to see Parkersburg be on a 70 or 78 pace right now.
Yeah. And the losses that Hurricane has suffered have been against good football teams. You know, you mentioned Cabell Midland. You mentioned
right. It's a very similar sets of wins and losses. Parkersburg. That's why I figured tonight was such a coin flip. These teams on paper seem very equal in the rankings, who they had played, and all that.
Right.
But Parkersburg's right now on a whole other planet.
And I think Hurricane a better football team than their record indicates.
Definitely.
They're just struggling tonight. They do travel well, by the way. I mean, the Hurricane folks brought a ton of fans up from down 64, and so they traveled really well tonight.
Oh, good community. They've always supported their teams. Travel, be it soccer, be it football, be it whatever. But again, one of the smaller AAAs.
We've got some time. Let's go over a couple of more sets of scores. Let's look at AA.
Yeah, down AA. Number 1 Fairmont Senior big over Byrd, 42-0. Kaiser over Allegheny Maryland. That's the number 2 team in West Virginia. AA 14-0. Bridgeport should be in AAA, but they're in AA. It's 42-0 over Elkins. Oakland 7-7 with Harrison Central, Ohio. Wyoming Easton Man 8-8 as the 2-point conversions are fabulous. Lewis County down to North Marion. Number 12 beating number 8, 27-13 early. And Bluefield, who's always good over Tazewell, Virginia, 35-0 early second half of that one.
All right.
Here's a shocker. Well, it's a shocker. Magnolia with early points against St. Mary's, down 12-6 early in that one.
How's Williamstown doing? Have you found that score
Getting
yet?
there. Williamstown 30-22 over Tyler Consolidated at the half. High scoring football up there in Greater Sistersville. Is that Middleburn technically where the high school
Middleburn,
is?
yeah.
It's Middleburn, yeah. Okay.
And it's Tyler's a really decent football team this year.
They're 13 in single. Williamstown's 4 in single right now.
Womack's pass is high and out of bounds. You know, we had the game earlier this year with Doddridge and Tyler, and Tyler gave Doddridge County all they wanted. It was only a 17-point game at the end of the night, but it was tight all night long.
Well, from that neck of the woods, Ritchie over Webster 38-12, Doddridge over Ravenswood 9-0 at the half. Thought that'd be more.
Yeah.
And Parkersburg Catholic in that neutral site game with Pendleton County 13-7 at Fairmont State. Parkersburg Catholic leads at the half.
Why are they playing at Fairmont State, do you know?
That was Notre Dame, Clarksburg quit having football.
Right.
Everybody, and those 2 teams happen to have the same bye week, so they move some stuff around. Let's play in the middle.
Okay.
Fairmont's close enough because Pendleton's on another planet.
I got you.
Yeah.
Another timeout on the field, and we'll take one as well. 4:06 to go. We're coming right back. Nice job there by Allie Bennett on that produced commercial for West Virginia Central Federal Credit Union.
That's a nice PHS tradition spot. I like how you subtly get a young Nick Swisher in there. That was nice and subtle.
You know what? He doesn't look much older than that now.
Looks good, dude.
Yeah,
good skincare. A lot of skincare.
Jerk.
See him on TV a lot. He's very loud. He yells at the camera, but he's actually having a lot of fun at MLB Network.
You know what? He does. He has a great time there, and he does a super job. Very enthusiastic. Back to live action here, and again, good pressure by the Big Red defense, and Austin Womack just had to throw it out of bounds, and now it's going to bring up 4th and forever.
Yep, good pressure, but also decent coverage downfield and man to keep him from wanting to release it deep. Womack, it really feels like he doesn't want to take any big risk. He didn't have a drag route or someone underneath just dump it off to. Usually he's operating with that running back in the flat. That time he didn't have an option for a check down.
So the Big Reds are going to get the ball back with plenty of time, plenty of timeouts too. They've got all 3 of theirs. Hurricane down to 1, and the Big Reds fumble the ball, but they get it back. Braden Mason
Yeah, popped
so
out
that's
forward.
on me.
Popped out forward. He wasn't sure whether to take it standing still or try to get a running start into it, and it pops out in front of him. 7th possession now coming up for Parkersburg. They've scored on 5 of the first 6. Yeah, clean catch and just right out the front, but luckily he gets it back. What a good confidence-building half, though, for this quarterback, for Singer, and this entire offense for PHS. They've had some nice games, but you didn't come into this night saying they're going to score 50 or 60. And it just, okay.
Yeah.
In terms of who they've played, Marietta they scored some points on, but they really haven't just bombed anybody.
But they have gotten bombed a couple of times.
A couple big ones. Midland.
Anthony Craig, the ball carrier, out to the 50-yard line, and Craig with a nice move around the right side. Good blocking there from that right guard and right tackle.
Yeah, 12, almost 13 yards for Craig. Again, faking the jet sweep motion, giving to the running back, going to the area that was cleared out by the jet sweep motion guy. A little shimmy shake at the 48, gets to midfield. He's probably in a season high for rushing tonight.
Nice pull there by Devin Francis, getting out in front of his running back and clearing the way for him.
Give glory to guys with 50 and 60 numbers.
Mercy sakes.
Blessed.
Well, he's 77, but yeah, I get
you
get
get
what
the
you're
idea.
saying.
Like guys who are not wearing 80 or 1.
That's right.
Are usually not heroes.
Yeah. Singer on the keeper, still on his feet. Across the 45, down to the 43-yard line goes Bryson Singer. And the clock continues to roll, 3:05.
Again, it's just the game's moving slowly for him. He gets good blocking help that time. Good blocking help in the backfield. The running back Craig stops the bull rusher and creates that lane for him to go downfield.
It's a good football name. Brogan Brown on the tackle.
It's alliterative. I like that.
Yeah.
Good solid Irish name, Brogan. Like that.
What if they call him BB for short?
Probably.
You never know.
You
know what?
It's fine. Crowd's almost a little bored. They're quiet. They're not used to this.
Singer fakes the jet sweep, and he is brought down right at the 45-yard line, but immediately a flag comes in. I think maybe a horse collar or a face mask.
Or horse collar. Quarterback saying face mask. That's Lauerman, most active of the defensive lineman, a little too active with the hands up high.
Foul, face mask, defense. Number 61, 15-yard penalty, first down.
And that's the difference. I mean, Lauerman, very, very active, a little over-aggressive on that play, but that was the issue in this preseason with Hurricane. This defense was returning 3, maybe 4 starters, where the offense was returning 8 or 9, and you could see it. Yeah, and Lauerman from behind with that left hand just rough.
And just jerked his head around there, and that's an automatic first down every time.
Wow.
Craig spins out of a certain 5-yard loss, but he gets back a couple of yards and still not back to the line of scrimmage. That play was very well read by Hurricane.
Yeah, Brogan Brown is right up the gut there. Nobody was honoring the jet sweep because Parkersburg hasn't run it yet. Brown unblocked, essentially unblocked from the second level right there. Craig does a good job beating the first tackler, but doesn't get much more out of it. A little bit of a stall here for Parkersburg. I mean, obviously they've scored on 5 of 6 drives, but a little slow on drive 5 and 6.
10 seconds on the play clock. And here comes the jet sweep
there you
now.
Go.
They finally pull the trigger on it. And with the carry is Braden Mason. Mason down across the 35 to the 33-yard line. He's just to the 23-yard line.
And they ran it to the short side, the boundary side of the field. What that means is a smaller area for this offense to block. As well as these receivers and tight ends are blocking today, it's fine to try and run up that narrow alley, and he nearly breaks it.
So 3rd and about 1.5. Singer wants to keep it, and he's not going to get it. As a matter of fact, he's going to lose a half a yard.
Yep, Clegg and Brogan Brown upfield for Hurricane. And frankly, Parkersburg hasn't thrown in a while. They had trouble throwing short a couple drives ago, so they kind of taken it out of the book. And they're run, and finally Hurricane's locked in on it.
So now we're at 45 seconds on a running clock, and the Big Reds have it 4th and 2. 20 seconds on the play clock. You see Singer right there waiting on the play call from Mike Bias. Anthony Craig making sure he knows what's going on. Now we're down to 10 seconds on the play clock.
Yep, not taking timeouts, running it down.
5 seconds on the play clock. 2, 1, now a timeout. Coming up at halftime, we will showcase the Parkersburg Big Red Marching Band. And they will be here to do their show for you at halftime, so we'll have that for you. And also, the Hurricane Band made the trip up the
Glad
interstate
they did.
tonight.
Bunch of buses.
Hey, be sure to tune in to 1455 Sports next Friday for another Moran Construction High School Game of the Week as the Parkersburg Big Reds host Spring Mills right back here at Stadium Field. Kickoff is 7:30. As always, you can watch for free at 1455media.com/live or on Facebook.
Spring Mills, not a lot of reporting from Spring Mills. They're playing Albert Gallatin out of Pennsylvania today. Gallatin was involved last week on a deal that kid whose helmet came off and they hit him in the head with other kids with helmets against Hampshire
I
County.
saw that on Facebook today, and I was appalled. That was awful.
My question is, how did that take like 5-6 days to be a public outrage? I'm shocked in this day and age where cameras are everywhere. We didn't hear about that sooner.
Yeah. Singer on the keeper, and he'll have the first down inside the 20. And the clock is going to stop as they move the chains. We're at 14.4. Singer comes up holding the hip.
Not what you want.
Well, they do have a very good backup in Michael Owen. Michael is a junior, and
he's played a good bit. 9 of 12 throwing the ball, 14 rushes, about 100 yards, and a couple scores. So he's clearly played when they've been up some. I don't know if 35-7 is enough to put Bryson Singer away for the night. I think you'd like to see him play in the second half. We'll see what he does when he goes to the big brick room to our left.
Yeah,
for the half.
Well, and not only that, but with this lead, if it gets way out of hand here in the second half, you're going to see.
You're going to play depth. You want to play some depth guys. But just an impressive half from Singer and this group. Singer and Craig especially. Craig's best stat night of the year probably of his career.
The Big Red fans wanted to punch it in one more time before halftime.
Yeah, I think Singer was sitting on the field like watching a coach being like, why are you letting these 40 seconds tick down? We're burning time. We got some more plays.
Well, Bryson Singer is back out there.
Yep.
In the shotgun formation. And movement on the line for the Big Reds.
Yep.
Head ball, false start. Offense, number 50. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Will Kaufman, and he knew it. Not happy with himself.
Too amped up. Did he flex the ball? He's the center, so I assume he just flexed or flinched over top the ball.
I always thought the center would have it out there saying, ref, I was just trying to get a good grip on it.
Exactly. Yeah, usually they're best friends with the ref.
Yeah.
It's like the catcher.
Singer in all kinds of trouble, and he's just going to heave it out of bounds, and there's an intentional grounding.
Honestly, that looked backward from where he was standing. That could just be a fumble out of bounds. Either way, it's not great. 7 seconds, though. I don't think anyone's going to go anywhere with this.
Now, if I'm Mike Bias, that gives you plenty of room to run that go route.
Exactly, you have time now.
That you scored on earlier in the night.
You had a couple just right up the seam. One tight end and one with one of the receivers right up the seam for big yardage in his first touchdowns. The touchdowns, 37-yard catch, 30-yard run. You've got some big plays in this game.
Coach Bias,
intentional grounding.
Not real happy.
Offense. Number 7. 5-yard penalty.
That'll be a loss of down, too.
Yep. Loss of down, the spot way back here.
Mike Bias there says, I don't agree with you. I'm sure that's exactly what he's saying.
Well,
I don't agree with you, sir.
He's done a pretty good job since getting here. This thing is piloted back vertical again, north again. Good high school coach out of North Carolina.
Yep. So they're just going to let it run down and run out. That's the first half right there, ball game. Our score at the half, Parkersburg 35, Hurricane 7. We'll take a break. Rob and I are going to take a break, and you're going to enjoy some marching bands. We'll be back in the second half. Stay with us.
For a family doctor but hate the idea of another overbooked office? At our practice, you get to see the same doctor at every visit, either online or at your home. You get exceptional medical care that's convenient for you. Call us today at Ascent Private Practice.
Hi, I'm Davian Sims. You remember me. My dad's a lawyer. He helps victims of medical malpractice.
Yes, and for 30 years, I've been helping victims of medical malpractice. Let my 30 years of experience help you with your medical malpractice case.
Let my dad help you.
Call 304-428-5291 to contact the law offices of David A. Sims.
At J.W. Potts Insurance, saving you money is the easy part of our job. Exceeding your expectations is why we wake up each day. Whether receiving touchdowns, kicking extra points and field goals, blasting someone on a tackle, or pick six. No matter which team you root for, at J.W. Potts, you can be part of the winning team. Once a Big Red, always a Big Red.
Big Reds, does J.W. Potts Insurance have the best price and service? Oh, oh, oh.
Have you ever thought about how nice it would be to have your own private doctor? One that's available for you at any time? That's what we have to offer at Ascent Private Practice. No more waiting rooms, no random doctors. Call us. You won't be disappointed.
Marietta College, it holds its students to such a high standard where it becomes the norm that you have to work hard. He actually signed me up for the hardest math competition for any undergraduates in the United States. I'm glad that he saw that in me. And this is the place that makes me feel like myself.
Anytime, any place, any weather. Ramjack, a division of Moran Construction. What about your foundation? Ramjack, a division of Moran Construction.
Sir Speedy, the one-stop shop for all your printing, signage, and marketing needs. Sir Speedy's print, sign, and marketing services have you covered, whether it's banners, business cards, building signs, trade show displays, yard signs, promotional products, and so much more. With our state-of-the-art equipment, no job is too big or too small. And with Sir Speedy's online services, you can request a quote, send files, and place orders right from your desktop. Sir Speedy's got you covered. Visit us on Emerson Avenue or sirspeedywv.com.
Are you looking for a family doctor but hate the idea of another overbooked office? At our practice, you get to see the same doctor at every visit, either online or at your home. You get exceptional medical care that's convenient for you. Call us today at Ascent Private Practice.
Hi, I'm Davian Sims. You remember me. My dad's a lawyer. He helps victims of medical malpractice.
Yes, and for 30 years, I've been helping victims of medical malpractice. Let my 30 years of experience help you with your medical malpractice case.
Let my dad help you.
Call 304-428-5291 to contact the law offices of David A. Sims.
Have you heard what happened to those with curious minds? They packed up, broke free of conventions. These prospectors of knowledge are blazing a new trail, joining the long line of those who sought adventure and prepared for anything. This is the time. This is the place. Bring forth a pioneer.
At J.W. Potts Insurance, saving you money is the easy part of our job. Exceeding your expectations is why we wake up each day. Whether receiving touchdowns, kicking extra points and field goals, blasting someone on a tackle, or pick six. No matter which team you root for, at J.W. Potts, you can be part of the winning team. Once a Big Red, always a Big Red.
Big Reds, does J.W. Potts Insurance have the best price and service? Oh, oh, oh.
You're watching the Moran Construction Game of the Week on 1455 Sports. Brought to you in part by Westbanco. By all accounts, better. Visit them today at westbanco.com. Marietta College, bring forth a pioneer. Visit marietta.edu. And by the law offices of David A. Sims. Contact them at mywvlawyer.com.
Now taking the field from Pride of Parkersburg, the Big Red Marching Band.
The one-stop shop for all your printing, signage, and marketing needs. Sir Speedy's print, sign, and marketing services have you covered, whether it's banners, business cards, building signs, trade show displays, yard signs, promotional products, and so much more. With our state-of-the-art equipment, no job is too big or too small. And with Sir Speedy's online services, you can request a quote, send files, and place orders right from your desktop. Sir Speedy's got you covered. Visit us on Emerson Avenue or SirSpeedyWV.com.
J.W. Potts Insurance, saving you money is the easy part of our job. Exceeding your expectations is why we wake up each day. Whether receiving touchdowns, kicking extra points and field goals, blasting someone on a tackle, or a pick six. No matter which team you root for, at J.W. Potts, you can be part of the winning team. Once a Big Red, always a Big Red.
Big Reds, does J.W. Potts Insurance have the best price and service? Oh, oh, oh.
That must mean yes. That they do.
You're good?
Well, he asked a question. That must mean yes. They do have the best service. Yes. They do have the J.W. Potts. Absolutely. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Brian Noss and Rob Cornelius having a little fun here at halftime. And we have the obligatory stare down at midfield.
I like that. It's a great photo op, but no matter what they do, I'm pretty sure Hurricane gets the ball.
They did win the toss. They did defer, so Big Reds will be kicking off. And in that first half, man, it was all Big Reds. They scored on all but two possessions as they let the clock run out right there at the end of the first half. But dominant performance from Mike Bias's kids. 35-7 is our score going into the third quarter.
Yeah, touchdowns from Mason, King, Singer, Mason again, and then Mason again. Crazy scoring from PHS. The last one, Braden Mason, a 90-yard catch and run to make this thing 35-7.
Scores from around the area, Rob.
One game already final. Fairmont Senior #1 in AA over Bird, 56-0. But to AAA, 27-0 Cabell Midland over Woodrow Wilson. Martinsburg winning in Virginia at Salem, Virginia, 35-14 second half. Parkersburg South in a fight with 1-6 Morgantown, but they now lead 35-28 fourth quarter. Spring Valley easily over St. Albans. Wheeling Park and Musselman. This is a good game. At Musselman, the Applemen up 26-24 fourth quarter over Wheeling Park. At the half, Greenbrier East and Ripley, both ranked, were locked in at 14s. Third quarter, Huntington over Capital 14-6. South Charleston Riverside, both ranked but just barely 16-16 at the half. We're here in Parkersburg, 35-7. University big over Buchanan, and that's really most of the big scores out of AAA.
Now, as we look at single A, Williamstown was in a game with Tyler Consolidated there. What's the score update there?
Pulled away, up 18, fourth quarter, 46-28. Ritchie up big over Webster. Doddridge not pulling away from Ravenswood, just 9-0 after the half. And this was a good game, but number one in single A, tied for number one, Pendleton County leads Parkersburg Catholic at Fairmont State, 20-13 Q4.
All right, so Catholic hanging with the number one team
Playing
in
well.
Class A. You're watching the Moran Construction Game of the Week live from Stadium Field in Parkersburg, and Hurricane will take that opening kick for him the second half, and Moses with the return. Tonight's live stream is produced by 1455 Media. 1455 is a full-service multimedia firm bringing big city production and small-town customer service to the Mid-Ohio Valley. Listen, folks, video works, and when it's produced by 1455 Media, it works even better. Go to 1455media.com to learn more. That's the word 14, the number's 55media.com. So here we go, first play of the second half. Quarterback is Austin Womack, and he throws a pass out into the flat on the left side, and it is hauled in by Abel Cunningham. Mikey Owen on the tackle. It'll be second down for the Redskins.
7 quick yards for Hurricane. They need to play fast. They have some catching up to do here in the second half.
Womack wants to roll to his right. Now he has a wide open Cunningham again. And you got to think that Hurricane is going to open it up here in the second half and try to sling it.
Well, they're going to pass a lot. They may not be. They're going to pass a lot and try and get a lot of plays. They need play count and they need turnovers. Braden Mason for PHS on the tackle there. Cunningham's getting just enough separation. The quarterback's making some difficult throws to the perimeter to get it to Cunningham.
Christian Hill, the sidecar. Womack, the quarterback, out of the gun. Womack, three-step drop, wants to throw and has a man wide open on the sideline, and that's Moses. Ryan Moses, the 5'11 senior, close to the first down.
Just gets to the outside and essentially runs at a flag out, posts up just before the 30-yard line. And Parkersburg giving them plenty of room underneath to make that play. Again, there's some precision here. They're just not hitting any deep stuff, with the exception of the 65-yard deep play to the running back to Hill upfield. They've really not gotten vertical at all.
So second and a short one.
Second short, that's time to go. Take a shot.
Well, Womack instead hands off to Christian Hill, and Hill across the 30 to the 29-yard line. That's a first down for Hurricane. So right out of the gut, they're right out of the gun in the second half, they're moving the ball.
Yeah, good job there. That's Snodgrass getting outside from his linebacker position, and they're just trying to neutralize C.J. Wade, Parkersburg's star defensive lineman, by running a lot of plays directly at him. He's been a factor, but he's not gotten a ton of tackles.
Snodgrass on the stop there, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Redskins. Ball at the 29-yard line.
They've had decent O-line play. Parkersburg's not really gotten to this quarterback much.
Well, he's pretty mobile, too.
Yep.
He's got good legs under him. Little screen pass, and that's going to go for a big loss as Hill went down to a knee.
Yeah, he made the catch. I think just fumbled it and basically was putting it down or thought he was about to drop it onto the carpet. Takes it there. Yeah, behind him. He's got it. He controls. Oh, then he goes down, still cupping the ball. It'd be better if he just dropped it.
What happened? I don't know if you noticed there, but Womack wanted to throw the ball and Hill wasn't looking, so he had to kind of
double pump and wait for him. Yeah,
right, and that kind of threw off the timing a little bit. Now Womack will get down the seam on the left side, and the ball is caught and stays in bounds, and Nathan Barham scores from 36 yards out.
Looks like that was Barham over there. Yeah, gets Barham outside the numbers. Hill leaks out. Linebackers come up and see him, but they let Barham get run behind him. Safety just doesn't wrap up for PHS. Luke Reed can't finish him off there, and he'll go the rest of the way.
So 36 yards on the pitch and catch from the Redskins, and they score first here in the second half.
4th touchdown of the year for Barham, senior receiver.
Bumgarner splits the uprights, and just like that, about 2 minutes and 14 seconds off the clock, and Hurricane scores. The stations of Seven Ranges Radio have you covered this high school football season. Next week, next Friday, October 25th, Light Rock 93R has South Harrison at St. Mary's. V96.9 has Greenbrier East at Parkersburg South, and 92.3 WXCR will be covering Magnolia at Tyler Consolidated. Coverage starts on all 3 stations at 6 p.m. with countdown to kick off, and we appreciate our partners, Sam Yoho and the gang from Seven Ranges Radio.
Like the sound of that South Greenbrier East game. Haven't seen South play, but they're apparently pretty good, though. Again, still having some trouble now. Still up 7 at Morgantown late.
Yeah, keep us posted on that one, Rob, because that is a very, very important game for Parkersburg South to stay undefeated. Really, one of the few teams I can see putting up a fight against Martinsburg if it gets that far come Super 6 time. With the return down the left side and finally run out of bounds is Braden Mason. I'll get it. Nice return as his kick was really short, taking it about the 15, and Mason made the most of it.
Yeah, about a 28-yard pickup there on the return, and again, some bigger returns, a lot better field position we're seeing early in the second half.
Yeah, you see, you got it there at the 12 and running right at you.
Even more, 30, actually 31 on the return there. A little stiff arm action. It's hate when you get to the track on the tarp here. You can definitely slip. Singer due for a get-well drive. Didn't like the way that first half ended, how they slowed down and basically just ran out the clock.
And they give it to Craig. Craig dancing in the backfield and fights ahead to the 44-yard line.
A little counter motion there, tried to get him to the outside. It was blocked to the outside. He ran to the inside and didn't get a whole lot.
(35-14) our score. Parkersburg over Hurricane. It was all Parkersburg in the first half. Scored on all but 2 possessions.
Yep, 5 of the first 6 touches were points.
Flag on the play.
And you hate that for Parkersburg because they showed another trick play.
False start.
Yep.
Offense, number 70, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
So Charlie Bauman, the guilty party.
This play didn't go there anywhere, but they wanted to show essentially a little touch pass, a little shovel pass. So quarterback just gets it and just leaves it in the air like a little platter for the receiver to run by in the jet sweep and get it. But it was a touch pass version of that play.
So 2nd and 13 now for the Big Reds. Straight drop, and the pass is caught. Up the right side across the 50-yard line is Anthony Craig. Close to a Big Red first down. They'll stop the clock, and they're either going to give it to him or they're going to measure.
Yep, jump pass to Craig after he fakes the jet sweep motion to Mason, and Craig does most of this himself. Gets out to the 50 and just beyond it. Decent pass, a little touch on it there for Singer.
They're going to say he's just short now.
Go, you're going. 3rd and
Singer
nothing.
up under center, and he'll pull a Patrick Mahomes and get the first down.
Yeah, he had 3 long runs in the first half for combined, I think, 105 yards in addition to his other keeps and carries since. So he's probably had about a 150-yard running day.
Out of the pistol, they give it to Anthony Craig, and he is met right at the 50-yard line.
Louderman kid's an absolute revelation for Hurricane. He's getting off blocks, tackles. Senior Brian Lauerman, just 5'11", but good-sized kid, and he's been the most active defender in their front 7 all day. He stops that one almost all by himself. Occasionally they sniff one out, and he's doing most of the sniffing.
Brings up a 2nd and 12 now out of the shotgun. Bryson Singer rolls to the right, looks downfield, can't find anybody. He'll tuck it and run. Singer to the 46-yard line. Only a gain of about 3, so it'll bring up a 3rd down and long for the Big Reds, and Singer comes up hurt.
Yeah, he was a little ding that left ankle earlier in that first half. see how he's doing with that, but they'd have to get to about the 37, just inside the 38 for this next first down. Clean leg tackle there, but got pulled on that left leg a little bit.
It's the one he seems to be favoring.
Yep.
But he's going to run it anyway. Singer, left side, and the pass. I lost sight of that. I guess it was incomplete.
Looking for Mason at about the 35, well out of bounds. But yeah, you can see him. He's just not running natural. It's not his normal gait, and he's essentially throwing across his body. They're on the run, can't plant. Just doesn't look comfortable out there right now.
So for the first time tonight, or is it the second time? I can't recall.
First, I believe.
First time tonight, the Big Reds will punt. Doing the punting is Matt Curry.
Yeah, their 2 empty drives were a pick in the end of the half.
That's right.
Yep.
So fair catch called for at the 15 by Abel Cunningham, and that's where Hurricane will start their second possession of the second half. 1455 Sports is happy to announce our partnership with Marietta College Athletics. Tune in again October 26th. That's next Saturday at 1:30. Pioneers host John Carroll. Watch live or on demand anytime, anywhere. Pioneers coming off a tough one at home last week, losing their homecoming game to Heidelberg. And so they're trying to rebound tomorrow, and then John Carroll next week. Jet sweep now from the Redskins. Little pitch to Chase Hager. Now, is that considered a pass?
That is technically a pass. That's essentially a touch pass, but it goes slightly forward, so that's a pass play, albeit a pass play to run. But, yeah, get to there. And Parkersburg's just covering this stuff up. They're not getting beaten laterally at all. They're not fearing the counter motion, jet sweep, reverse, nothing. They've not been fooled much tonight horizontally.
No huddle offense from Hurricane. Womack. Low snap, but he covers it well. Womack pass over on the far sideline, and the official says, yes, you caught it, and stayed in bounds. Moses on the catch.
Productive enough night for Moses, usually one of their deeper threats. That time it's along the sideline again. Good height, good position on the DB. Steps right in front of Sam Potts and makes the catch.
Bring up a 3rd and 1 now for the Redskins. Womack wants to throw, has a man wide open, and immediately tackled there. Nice play by Braden Mason. And they're going to say, no, he did not hang on to it.
And this is crazy. This is on paper one of the best offenses in this league in this part of the state. It's 3rd and 1. You have the top-ranked, top yardage running back in the MSAC, and you're doing this. Okay.
Well, they're going to get called for holding anyway, so even if he had caught it, wouldn't have mattered.
Crank it back, but it's an odd call. I mean, they're dinking and dunking. They're completing a lot of passes, but again, it's not getting a lot of north and south, not a lot of yardage, not a lot of productivity. Hill's a good-looking back, but other than a few throws to him, he's not giving you a ton tonight.
So I'm not sure. Did Parkersburg decline the penalty? Yeah.
Yeah, they did. So 4th and short, but it's a long 2, short 3 over there.
And they're going to go for it. They're going to go for it in their own territory deep.
Have to.
Out into the flat. The pass is caught. First down, Hurricane. Pass intended for and hauled in by Abel Cunningham. Sam Potts on the coverage, but not before a first down.
Yep, well done. Well done by Cunningham. Over 30 catches on the year, about 450 yards. He's been productive tonight, just hasn't gotten the deep one.
Gutsy call there by 7-year head coach Jeremy Taylor.
They're clearly happy to pass to run. They have a ton of confidence in that short pass game.
So Womack out of the gun, and he'll give it to Christian Hill over the left side. Hill cuts back and falls ahead for about a half a yard, and that's it.
Really tight set there with stacks to both sides trying to spread out the Parkersburg defense, but they keep continuity there, keep gap control, and the running back cannot get upfield.
Bring up 2nd and 9. Clock continues to run. 5:50 now in a quick-moving third quarter. We didn't start this second half till 9:15.
That was a ludicrously long first half by high school standards, absolutely.
Crazy. Good thing I don't have to drive an hour to get home tonight. Oh, wait a minute.
You might. I'm about 4 minutes down the road if the post-game traffic's not bad. Sorry.
Last week, I tell you, it was brutal, man.
Oh, yeah, that was
False start,
no
offense.
fun.
Number 8, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
I didn't get home till almost 11:30, and then I was so wound up from the drive, beady-eyed, trying to watch for deer and everything.
Sure. And you had to be back up for Marietta again.
Yeah, I had to be at Marietta by 11, so.
I got a game tomorrow at noon, so we're all in the club from time to time.
Well,
2-fers or 3-fers if your weekend's working,
and our
right?
director, Mitch Owen, is doing that same game with you. He's a cameraman for CBS Sports Network tomorrow.
Okay, see, that's a quality crew. They hire well.
Yes. So he's got to be down there at 6 in the morning.
Knew that wasn't an ESPN3 game.
Yeah.
Wow, good stick.
Pass out into the flat is complete to Chase Hager. And he got his back stretched out a little bit there by Braden Mason. Watch it right here.
Good pop by Mason from the backside. Weird flex, but okay. Hits him right on those thigh pads. Watch that slowly. There you go.
And Mason doing his best Mr. Miyagi impersonation after that tackle.
Good.
So pretty looking play, but they're still 3rd and 4.
Good open field tackling, mostly on the perimeter by Parkersburg tonight.
Womack dumps it off to Moses. Moses across the 35 to the 36-yard line. He's wrapped up there by C.J. Wade.
Yep, trying to set up a screen pass there, drawing 5 rushers. Parkersburg rushing 5 guys upfield, throws over top them and underneath, but Wade actually tracks it down from behind. Again, big-time speed guy. They've just thrown at him essentially to neutralize him a lot today. You've not seen him be much of a pass rusher just because of their play calls.
And the officials are going to call for a measurement, I think. Womack's down there telling him, we got it, man. Give it to us. Or that's Moses. No, they're going to call for a measurement.
Yeah, need just beyond the 38.
So while we have a second here, let's check a couple of scores. Let's check that Parkersburg South score. Let's check the other scores around the area, but most notably the South score.
Yeah, South still stuck it up 7, fourth quarter, 35-28 at Morgantown. Wheeling Park and Musselman have now gone final. Number 5, Musselman over Wheeling Park, 26-24 from out there in the EP. Ripley's going to beat Greenbrier East. That's 14 over 8, 28-14. Spring Mills, a winner, the number 12 team in the state. They win over Gallatin, PA. We'll be seeing them here shortly. And Double A, Frankfurt over Petersburg, Bridgeport big over Elkins, Kaiser, number 2, a shutout winner.
All right, they're going to be about 6 inches short of the first down. And so Hurricane, no doubt, will.
Absolutely has to go.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
down 3 possessions, but yeah that's the way they've played this. It's a video game at this point. They just need more possessions, period.
Mm-hmm. But the best thing they could have done is what they did, and that's stop Parkersburg in their first possession of the second half.
Rare stops.
Womack under center. He'll go forward and get that first down.
Got enough. Not a ton, but got enough.
Only needed 6 inches, and he got about 12, I think. And so it'll be first down for the Redskins.
Going right at Caleb Frazier, the nose of that PHS defense. But is that the quarterback? Is that Womack underneath?
Mahomes, unbelievable. Quarterback sneak, and he is in pain.
After all we've seen this week with that, and that's terrible irony if that's where he's hurt. But they're working on his left knee, and he is not comfortable.
Let's look at it again.
Yeah, he was being pushed from behind by his running back.
Oh, he fell back.
There. Yeah, and got wound back.
Yep, he fell back, and that leg got caught underneath him. Yep, that left leg got caught underneath him.
Yep, big push, and whistles didn't come out very fast. Not sure they needed to come out sooner, but he's not doing great.
So he's in a world of hurt. I want to take a break. Let's do that, and we'll come back in just a minute.
Are you looking for a family doctor but hate the idea of another overbooked office? At our practice, you get to see the same doctor at every visit, either online or at your home. You get exceptional medical care that's convenient for you. Call us today at Ascent Private Practice.
So Womack is up and walking off under his own power, but you can see right there he is in a world of hurt. And I'll be shocked if we see him back tonight, Rob.
Yeah, especially in this situation. He's played well, but you're down 3 scores, and they're obviously going to protect him, give him some time to look it over. They were out there doing continuity check in the knee, and I don't think they got a terrible report if he's on his own feet right now, so that's good news.
Yeah.
Ismael Barrero, a sophomore quarterback, wears 15 most likely, will be coming in for the Hurricane group. Virtually no numbers or stats on him so far this year.
And you are correct. Number 15 will come in and pilot this offense as Womack has gone out with a left knee injury. And so Ismael Barrero, 5'11", 160. He's a sophomore. And he's going to go immediately out of the gun and immediately keep it and go right up the middle himself on first down. And Barrero fights his way out to the 38-yard line. Maybe the 39. Now they're going to give him the 40. Very generous spot for the sophomore.
Yep, just to keep out of the zone read, zone run play, trying to get some confidence under him before you give him a throw or two. But my guess is about to become a very run-heavy offense, whether Hurricane likes it or not.
Yeah. Moves Hill to the left. Now Barrero will roll to the left, and he wants to throw right over the middle and overthrows his intended receiver. That was Nathan Barham.
Difficult throw there, rolling left and essentially throwing back right or middle. Hard to make a strong throw there without stepping forward.
So 3rd and 8, and you see Barrero on the sidelines. And guess who's back in the game?
Well, that was fast.
No kidding.
Okay. Doesn't appear much worse for wear.
Austin Womack, who just left 2 plays ago with a left knee injury, now completes one over the middle, and the speedster is off and running. Nathan Barham will go 60 yards and score, and Hurricane is clawing their way back into this football game.
Yep, difficult throw. Catches Barham over here on the right side. Has to throw back across. Womack, though, looks like he has no trouble planting. Steps forward in that left foot. Little wobbly, but gets Barham on a medium cross. Comes across the 45. Parkersburg has trouble chasing him down. Doesn't even need a blocker, and he goes the rest of the way. Barham for 2 scores in the second half. Touchdown catches of 36 and 60.
So Hurricane with 14 unanswered. Well, soon to be 14 unanswered if this is up and good, and it is. So 14 unanswered, and they trail now 35-21. We'll take a break. We got a game, folks. We're coming back right after this.
Anytime, any place, any weather. Ramjack, a division of Moran Construction. What about your foundation? Ramjack, a division of Moran Construction.
So, Rob, we've got ourselves a game here with 3:03 to go in the third. Hurricane has come out in the second half, and they've scored twice.
Yep, consecutive drives, short ones, but both ending on touchdowns to Nathan Barham of 36 and 60 yards. Parkersburg, again, as hot as they were in the first half, they've now failed to score on 3 of their last 4 possessions.
And the Big Reds take the kick. With it is Braden Mason. 33-yard line will be the line of scrimmage, so Mike Bias will send his offense back out onto the field, and it's time for them to kick back here a little bit. And when I mean kick back, I mean from an offensive standpoint, punch back, whatever you want to say.
Well, they need to counter punch, but they also probably want to burn some time. They don't want to go out here and obviously have a 3 and out or anything fast. You want to have a drive that takes up some time, whether you're getting points out of it or not, because right now time is the enemy of Hurricane.
.256 to go in the third. Bryson Singer sends a man in motion, and we've got flags everywhere.
Head ball, false start, offense, number 70, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's not going to make Coach Bias happy.
No, not a great start. There was some confusion lining up as well, and a weird set. Have the tight end over here, 40, Matt Curry, who scored earlier, line up all the way over on this side close to us by himself as a wide receiver. Haven't seen that all night.
Singer. Pass intended for Mason, and it was way too high. Singer under just a little bit of pressure, had to dump it off.
Yep, stretch the little receiver. Mason's only 5'7". He stretched him and taken a little too vertical a couple times. Just it's a touch issue. Singer throws decent medium and deep ball, but the soft stuff around the edges just has not been thrown well.
2nd and 15 now for the Big Reds. And Singer wants to keep it, and he will. Gets just across the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage, and that's it. He's run out of bounds.
Yep, he had essentially 100 rushing yards about 10 minutes into this game. Not a ton since. They got, I won't say throw happy, they were scoring, but he has not been as run heavy as he'd been. A lot more handoffs, a lot more gives to the running back, Anthony Craig, in that second quarter. Craig's having his best game statistically after Singer had an amazing first quarter.
So 3rd and 8. Big Reds need to convert right here. Over the middle, and they can't do it. Pass intended for Carter King, and it was at his feet.
Yep, wanted King up the seam, and that's, I believe, the play they scored the very first time this game was King on that route, just to fly up the seam where the safety's vacated. That time he had some coverage around him, the ball a little overthrown.
Yeah, and he had him. He was open, though, a couple of steps anyway. So Parkersburg, 3 and out. And when I say we've got a game, we've got a game. Kick is away. Hurricanes just going to let it bounce. It takes a Big Red bounce. And Michael Owen will fall on it at the 35.
Hurricanes got in consecutive stops of PHS. Now they get the ball again, trying to score a 3rd possession in a row.
You're watching the Moran Construction High School Game of the Week right here on 1455 Media. Brian Nost and Rob Cornelius on the call. Ron Cook will be back next week, and he'll be right back here at Stadium Field. I will not be next week, nor will I be the week after. We're not going to be back until November.
Oh, dear.
Well, it's not all bad. I'll explain. Pass intended for Moses. So next week, you know, my day job takes precedent.
Sure.
So I will be working next Friday night. But then the following week, Lord willing, I will be on Hilton Head Island swinging a golf club.
That's a good place to be.
All weekend.
Still a decent time of year and get some rounds in. Yeah.
This will be the 3rd annual post-heart attack open heart surgery golf trip. And
you earned it.
Yeah, well, I go down with a friend of mine from Marietta.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a condo down there. We go play all weekend.
That's fine.
Womack going for the home run ball. He's got Moses. And Moses, 5'11", senior, all the way down to the 25-yard line.
Gets good separation. Womack just throws a big one, lets Moses lead his DB. Safety over late. Moses outrunning Mason of Parkersburg by just a little, and he has the height advantage regardless for a 40-yard pickup.
And if he leads him just another step, that's 6.
And that's impressive because Mason's essentially the fastest Parkersburg player on the outside. He ran by him essentially.
The Hurricane crowd coming to life. The Parkersburg crowd silent. Womack going for the end zone, and he overshoots his receiver, intended for Nathan Barham. Coverage there from the Big Reds. Luke Reed, 2nd down.
Yeah, Womack stood in there, took a shot. 2 or 3 Parkersburg Big Reds got into that backfield. Womack pops back up, but he knew to get the ball that deep, to get it 30, 35 yards downfield, he was going to take a shot.
And how about Womack coming back after that injury? He was only out 2 plays.
Yep, we thought he'd be done.
Yeah.
Wade had a good rush there. Again, he's not had a lot of chances to get at that quarterback tonight.
Womack throws off his back foot, pass intended for Moses, and the official says he was out of bounds. Good call, coverage there by Mason.
Yeah, working in front of Mason, couldn't couldn't get the feet in, dragging us a little too far on that flag route to the sideline. Again, he throws passes where they really can't be picked off, where they're protected by position, by the sideline, by a taller receiver, by a comeback or a curl. Does a great job not making high-risk throws.
Good call by the official. 3rd and 10.
But in that play, you
25.
saw him release that running back. Number 1, you saw him release Hill upfield. They're setting that up. Again, at some point, they're going to hit him deep up the middle where he's not covered. He's covered by a slow linebacker.
Yeah. Womack across the middle. Slant play is open, and it's pulled in by Abel Cunningham. And nice coverage there by the Big Reds. That could have been a big play, Rob, but the Parkersburg defense ate it up quick.
Yeah, good coverage. Zadrian Snodgrass at linebacker level, just shallow, and finds the crossing route, sees it coming across his face, and he hits it. Gets up in there, gets a little, the receiver gets help from the umpire. The umpire set a screen for him, but Snodgrass did a good job getting upfield, keeping it from going more than a few.
Not the kind of pick you want from your official there, but.
Sir, no, sir. Umpire's got to be a little more athletic.
4th and 7. This is a big play for the Big Red defense, equally for the Hurricane offense. Womack off his back foot, going for the end zone. Flag, and it's going to be incomplete. The pass was intended for Chase Hager.
But the issues on the other side, it's going to be PI or maybe defensive holding, the linebacker holding that running back, running that deep route Hill.
That's interference.
Yep.
Defense, number 58. Half a distance to go. First down.
And that's Casey Mahoney. That's one of the linebackers. He was beaten. He knew he was beaten, so he had to commit the PI there, keep anything from going on. Yeah, that ball, if the running back keeps running, that's probably his ball there.
Mahoney pleading his case, saying he ran into me, but no.
No, and again, it counts essentially set a screen on him.
Yeah.
Not a hold or not a PI type, but set a screen. You can't do that 20 yards downfield.
Half the distance and an automatic first down.
Nice.
Hand off to Hill, and the Big Reds snuff it in the backfield. That's Michael Owen.
Yep, he's been really aggressive. Quarterback, linebacker. You rarely see a guy listed at those two spots together. He does a good job getting off blocks and coming and finishing that thing with an ankle tackle on one of the best running backs in the state.
And Mikey is a safety / corner. And he got through that line like there wasn't anybody standing there.
Nope.
Good look at number 12 right there.
Good job getting there off the edge. Again, plays sort of a safety slot or over slot. Good pursuit.
Now 3 wide receivers to the top. Womack wants to go down in the middle. He does. Touchdown, Hurricane Redskins.
Oh, well.
Holy mackerel. Hold on to your head, Fred. We got a game.
3rd score of the half, 3rd score of the game for Nathan Barham. Young receiver, middle of the field, essentially outruns the safety, just down a deep crossover there across in front of Luke Reed.
And it looked like Reed was just lost. Like he had no idea where the ball was, where his receiver was. He was 2 steps behind the receiver and let the receiver go in front of him.
Right, essentially playing a safety spot there, but let the guy go free.
And the Big Reds
encroachment,
jumped offside.
defense, number 6, half a distance to go. Replay try.
So 3 Barham touchdowns here in the second half. And something we didn't talk about in the first half, Hurricane has never won here.
Really?
Never won at Stadium Field. They've beaten PHS once down south or in a playoff game, but they have never come to Stadium Field and won.
Well, guess what? They're 7 points away from tying this thing as the kick is up and good from Brumgarner. And it is now 35-27. 28, excuse me. 21 unanswered.
Yeah, we were at 35-7 in the half. Everyone had written this one off. They were surprised Parkersburg had scored that many, but all of a sudden you're a one-possession game.
You know, you always score big with a loan from West Banco Bank, personal or business. We have loans for every possible need. You want an auto loan? Touchdown. Personal loan? Touchdown. FlexLine home equity loan, say it with me, touchdown. So for that big win, stop by one of our Parkersburg locations or our Marietta location today. West Banco wishes the area football teams good luck this season. Go teams! West Banco Bank Incorporated is a member, FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Speaking of touchdowns, we have some finals. Parkersburg South is a winner by just a touchdown over Morgantown, 35-28. Cabell Midland wins, Martinsburg wins, Spring Valley wins, single A. Catholic loses Pendleton County, Ritchie over Webster, and Williamstown over Tyler.
Kick goes out of bounds. So Parkersburg will have decent field position to start, and they just need to take a breather here. I think the Big Reds
On the kicking team.
just need to take a breather and go back to
Receiving
what they
team will take
did
ball on the
in the
35.
first half, and that is, let Singer run the football.
Yeah, he was dynamic. They were their magic running the ball with Singer. Frankly, wasn't even getting the ball to Craig or anyone else. Those first 3 or 4 drives were almost solely Singer carries.
And this is where Parkersburg is going to show what kind of a football team they are. They're either going to fold under this pressure now in this second half, or they are going to get back to basics and get back to what gave them, 35 points in the first half.
Yeah, can they play as free and loose as they were in that first quarter, that early first half, when they scored on 5 straight possessions? And this drive starts with a handoff to Craig, who's had some great numbers in the second quarter, but haven't seen Singer keep for a while as we in this third quarter.
And our score at the end of 3, Parkersburg 35, Hurricane 28. We'll take a break. We're going to call the final 12 for you when we come back right here.
Hi, I'm Davian Sims. You remember me. My dad's a lawyer. He helps victims of medical malpractice.
Yes, and for 30 years, I've been helping victims of medical malpractice. Let my 30 years of experience help you with your medical malpractice case.
Let my dad help you.
Call 304-428-5291 to contact the law offices of David A. Sims.
You're watching the Moran Construction Game of the Week on 1455 Sports. Brought to you in part by Westbanco. By all accounts, better. Visit them today at westbanco.com. Marietta College, bring forth a pioneer. Visit marietta.edu. And by the law offices of David A. Sims. Contact them at mywvlawyer.com.
Back to live action, and Braden Mason, the ball carrier for Parkersburg, gets out to the 39-yard line, and already it's going to be 3rd and 6.
Yep, 3rd and medium, 3rd and a long 6 here.
Singer in the pistol. Wants to throw. Now he's under pressure, and he is going to get, he's in the grass, but the official lets it go. And now they're going to throw the flag and say intentional grounding.
Yeah, didn't get it back to the line of scrimmage, I don't think. The coaches are arguing he was outside the tackle box, outside the hashes, but I'm not sure the ball made it back to the back up here.
I think they're going to pick it up.
We'll see.
On the play.
Yeah.
No. Second flag they picked up today. It doesn't matter. It still means 4th down for Parkersburg. But that right there was a good rush. He was put in a position where he was stuck with a throw. There was not an initial one open on the first read or the second read, and they're lucky that wasn't a grounding. He did get outside the tackle box, but barely got it back to the line of scrimmage to the 39, if he did.
So Hurricane does its job.
3 straight stops.
Parkersburg has been held scoreless in this second half. And just as the first half was all Big Reds, this second half is all Redskins.
Especially Nathan Barham, 3 scores for the wide receiver, the senior.
Nice punt and a nice roll for the Big Reds. So
that's like golfing on concrete or whatever. It's like one of those driving contests on concrete.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Just let it roll, baby. So Hurricane will start 1st and 10 from their 14, and man, I'm telling you, they have had zero trouble moving the football here in the second half, and the Big Reds have not been able to stop them.
Yeah, Barham, 3 scores, 3 catches for over 100 yards second half. I think for the game he's probably around 150. He's been really impressive. And again, all those receivers, it's like the old Washington Redskins Smurfs deal. None of these guys are big or particularly impressive getting off the bus, but they're fast and they're getting just enough room.
Little screen pass is caught.
Nope.
Out on the left side by Chase Hager, the pass from Womack. And the Big Reds right there doing a nice job coverage there.
Yeah, lost yardage on that, -3, almost -4 on that. If they're passing a run, that's not a great start.
Justin Waybright on the stop for the Big Reds. It'll be 2nd down, and the loss of 3 makes it 2nd and 13. Womack in the shotgun. And Little out route there by Chase Hager, and Womack had to hurry the pass, and it was way underthrown or bring up 3rd down. So the Big Red defense starting to tighten a little bit.
Yeah, short arm on that one. Really didn't have a lot of pressure from that side. Fiore out there in the flat, but that ball's not even close.
So 3rd and 13.
Weird night with this PHS defense with Fiore and Wade not hearing their name called a ton.
Right.
The 2 stars in this defense.
And it's already 10-10. This game is really faster moving 3rd quarter. Long pass intended for Abel Cunningham, and he had him open. He just let him just a hair too much.
Yep, had beaten his cornerback. Safety was there, but they weren't going to catch him. If that ball's placed perfectly, he goes the whole way. Impressive. Good route running, and again, just ability to get vertical and get behind these PHS DBs. They didn't throw deep at all in the first half. Maybe they should have done more of that. Clearly, they can create separation.
Yeah, absolutely. So Baumgartner is standing in his end zone about 2 yards deep. Big Reds have one man back. Baumgartner gets it off. Takes a little bit of a hurricane bounce, and that's it. So Big Reds, Rob, will have excellent field position to start this drive.
Could have gotten a quick 6 or 7 there. There's a terrible snap. If they've been bringing any kind of punt rush at all, that was a bouncing snap. That could have been blocked and stopped in that south end zone.
Folks, be sure to tune in to 1455 Sports next Friday night for another Moran Construction High School Game of the Week as the Parkersburg Big Reds host Spring Mills back here at Stadium Field. Kickoff is 7:30, and as always, you can watch for free at 1455media.com/live, or you can watch on Facebook. Bryson Singer wants to keep it, and the ball's on the turf. Singer falls on it, but he had a bunch of Redskins all over him, and luckily he fell on it and only lost maybe 3 yards.
Yeah, ball security. He thinks he's got a great handle on it. There's a little bit of a point guard mentality there. He's got to be more careful. And Spring Mill's a winner tonight in their game. They're the number 12 team in AAA right now.
Singer wants to pass. Looking downfield, has a man, and it's in and out of the hands of Braden Mason. Big Reds fans wanted pass interference. Hurricane fans say great defense.
Yep, throws into some traffic design. He pulls out the RPO. He's locked into one receiver, one read, and he's got Mason, his favorite, out there with a safety over the top, makes some contact right around the 24, and knocks that ball out. It's a crowd to be thrown into that deep.
That was indeed great defense. Now 3rd and 14 for Parkersburg. Singer steps up. He's in trouble. Breaks free and goes down. Doesn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage. So Singer tries to find somebody to throw it to, moves up in the pocket, starts to take off, and just goes nowhere.
Great stay at home by this defensive end, Dylan Pavanis, I believe, 87, gets off his block, stays with him, and Singer goes to the head slap. Singer goes down there just inside the 45.
Lost his footing right there on the red P that goes through the middle of this field. He and Mike Bias having a little chit-chat on the side. Nice punt from Potts, and it's going to be down at the 10-yard line. Michael Owen, man, that kid's everywhere.
Field position game being played by PHS now, 4 punts, and field position's gotten progressively worse for Hurricane in the second half. They've been at their own 14 twice, the 33, and now the 10. That first half by Singer at quarterback, one of the best first halves I've seen in this building. I haven't been in this building a lot since the Kimes era and some of that stuff in the 90s, early 2000s. The second half, that Parkersburg just cannot get out of their own way. Hurricane's been a big part of that, though. Defense has been better.
9 minutes exactly to go in the ball game. And Austin Womack starting from his own 10. He rolls right, looks for a receiver, and has him, but Potts is right there to make the stop. Pass is caught by Cunningham, but he's hit immediately.
Yep, rare you've had a chance to really just line up and drill one of these Hurricane receivers. That time he sets up, gets held up a little bit by a high pass, and Potts is just waiting there. Nice shot.
Yep. Gain of about 3 on the play. Be 2nd and 7. Clock running at 8:28 to go in the fourth. Big Reds lead it by 7. They did lead it by 28. Pass intended for Christian Hill. It hit him in the back.
Had
he never
no
knew
idea.
it was coming.
No idea that was for him. Quarterback thought it was a timing route. Hill was like, am I a check down? Am I even here? Drilled him right in the back, though, just in the numbers. Beautiful. Well thrown ball. Well, that's perfect. That's exactly where you want it. Just had to have been turned around.
Yeah.
Yeah, quarterback was timing route all the way with that.
So 3rd and 6. And Hurricane has got to come up with something here to keep this drive alive. Time is not on their side, as you said. Although they have a lot less of a mountain to climb now than they did before. Womack loses the football, and the Big Reds are on it. Womack had the ball knocked from his hands, and I think that Kyle Grant came up with it.
Yep, loose with the football up high. Parkersburg almost jumped off sides, brings the ball up. Womack at the 5, gets in traffic, gets it stripped, and then you're right, Grant's in there. I think the play essentially caused by Justin Waybright, one of the most aggressive Parkersburg defenders, comes off that right in space and gets the knockout. 48 knocks it out for 28, and Womack's in real trouble there and gives Parkersburg the shortest tap-in they've had all night.
Well, let's see if they can take advantage of it at this point.
This putt should go pretty much straight in.
Confusion on the defense for Hurricane. Singer wants to keep it around the right side, trying to turn the corner. Singer to the 5, Singer to the 1, and he has run out of bounds at the 1-yard line. And that's the longest run we've seen Singer have in the second half.
Yeah, he hasn't extended this thing to the perimeter or vertically running the ball. Again, it's been a lot of zone read handoff. This time it's pure keep. I'm going to get to the outside. I'm going to outrun you to the corner, and he almost did.
Ball spotted just outside the 1-yard line. Singer right up the middle. Touchdown, Big Reds. That's Anthony Craig. How big is that, Rob Cornelius?
Just 2 yards out. Parkersburg needed that. And Craig appears to be hurt after the play, but he just gets that one pretty much an easy punch off the left guard, behind left guard and center. Falls forward, falls on one of his linemen. Hurricane trying to take the ball away at the end there.
Yeah, I got it. Some extracurricular activity there from Jerry James, and I think that's how Craig got hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sensitive.
That's exactly how Craig got hurt.
Well, he'll have a few minutes on the sideline to chill out and think about it, but 6 more for PHS, and important to knock through this extra point again.
If you ever wonder if football players wear cups, some of them don't.
That's a correct assessment, yes.
So Potts on to attempt the point after touchdown, and hang on a second, we got a flag.
Everyone getting jumpy. These last few extra points have had penalties, either false start or encroachment. And extra points important. We talked about this season. Parkersburg's not been a great team in the kick game. Extra point or field goal have kind of avoided them. Officials step in there and talking to the players on the line for Hurricane, but backing up the Big Reds.
Oh, false start, offense, number 84, 5-yard penalty, replay the try.
All right, so this will back them up 5 yards. The ball will be placed at the 15, so essentially a 25-yard extra point. Potts' kick is up, and it is good.
There you go.
That was big. So with 7:59 to go, the Big Reds put 7 more on the board. It's 42-28. We're breaking. We're coming right back.
Anytime, any place, any weather. Ramjack, a division of Moran Construction. What about your foundation? Ramjack, a division of Moran Construction.
42-28 our score. You remember the game Punch Out?
Yes. With Mike Tyson
right,
and
right.
all the fictional characters.
And so it was like body blow. And
Right,
Hurricane was given body blow after body blow to Big Reds in the second half, and then that turnover changed everything.
Yeah, a big uppercut from Bald Bull or something out of Parkersburg to get the ball back. Again, you needed a big play, and there were been 2 turnovers in this game. An early pick against Parkersburg. That time they got a fumble recovery.
So Hurricane can get right back in this thing. There is a flag on the play as the return goes to Nathan Barham, who has been Mr. Everything in the second half for Hurricane. But there is a flag on the play.
He had 3 touchdowns come into tonight. He will leave Stadium Field with 6 or more touchdowns. With this flag thrown around the 35, it's a spot foul.
Holding.
They'll be back around the 25.
Return team, number 21. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Lucas Ripito on the infraction there. And so Hurricane, after a pretty decent return, are going to get marched back 10 yards from the spot. So the ball will be placed at the 28-yard line. Let's see if we can see it here.
Yeah, come out across there and looking for Ripito, and yeah, that's behind the play. Barham had already essentially cleared that, but they're going to.
Boy, how frustrating is that as a coach? You know, you do something after the play is already past you.
Right.
It gets called behind the play.
No advantage gained.
No.
It's like, again, it's one of those things like in basketball, officials' discretion, but if no advantage is gained, I don't know why you're calling stuff like that, but regardless.
Well, but why are you committing the infraction
Correct.
anyway if the play is past you? You don't need to do that. So, you know, I guess it's 6-1, half dozen the other, however you look at it.
No.
7:50 to go in the fourth. Hurricane has the ball back now, but they trail by 14.
Yep, Parkersburg coming off consecutive stops with their defense.
Womack, straight drop, looks over the middle. Intended receiver is Barham, and he just let him too much.
Yep, looked great throwing the ball, stretched out, but it was low and just a little too hard down the middle of the field. Got to put some air under that. Your guy will run under it. Just give him some room to do so.
2nd and 10, clock stops at 7:45.
And again, he's hanging in there a little longer. PHS finally starting to get some pass rush because they believe they're forced to throw.
Moses now in motion to the bottom of your screen. Womack under some pressure. Now he'll just chuck it out of bounds.
He's done some smart things in terms of game management and not getting in trouble. He knows when he's done, he buries the ball into the sideline. But Parkersburg's doing a much better job guarding their guys deep here in the second half.
Yeah, I don't know what Mike Bias said to his guys going into the fourth quarter, but they are a totally different football team in this fourth quarter than they were the third.
Yeah, no, Palace Guard's approach on this defense, they look good. Got pressure up front, forced the fumble. Made Hurricane very uncomfortable.
10 seconds on the play clock. Womack. Delayed handoff to Christian Hill right up the middle. And Hill is wrapped up and brought down by Gage Fiore, who loses his lid. And he'll have to sit out for a play.
Yep, does a good job figuring out the counter motion there as the ball gets going back the other direction. Leading tackler coming tonight, but you're right, we have not called his name enough.
Abel Cunningham checking in at receiver for the Redskins.
Big widespread package for these guys.
4th and 7. Womack checking to the sideline for the play. He's got it. 5 seconds on the play clock. They get it off. Womack, straight drop, throw, complete. Cunningham, who just checked into the ball game, catches that ball at the 42, and it's a first down Hurricane. They move the sticks.
Yep, Parkersburg took a shot there on fourth and long. Rush 5, thought they had a chance. That time, Cunningham just runs a little button hook just outside the 40. Parkersburg giving a little bit too much cushion on the back end.
I always like drawing that button hook in the dirt, you know, because it always looked cool. When you draw the play in the dirt, the button hook, that was the coolest looking play. Little swing pass out to the right, and it's covered up very quickly by the Big Red defense. Ball was caught by Christian Hill out of the backfield.
Yep, gang tackle, 4 dudes there. They're getting emotional. They're getting stronger as this game's going on. You're right, this fourth quarter defense different. And Hill, for all the numbers we saw coming into tonight and last season, has been made pretty ordinary by either game plan or the Big Reds, or a little bit of both.
Lost 2 on the play there, Rob, and it's 2nd and 12. Womack Again, out of the backfield is Hill, and this time he has a lane up the left side, and he gets out to midfield, where he is wrapped up and dropped by Aaron Kufner.
Yeah, 7 or 8 there on that little swing pass check down. But Parkersburg keeps it in front of him, willing to give up that, just not willing to give up the first down.
So now a more manageable third down. It's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Redskins. Austin Womack has played every play on offense except 2. He went out with a knee injury, and he came right back in. And now the handoff up the middle. And I want to say, yeah, that's a different running back. That's Elijah Rivera.
Yep.
Freshman. He'll get 3, maybe 4. It'll be 4th and a long 1. We'll call it 4th and 1.5.
Now I'm looking on the other side for Hill because he definitely went off, whether he's hurt or what they're doing with
well, he did get hit pretty good out of bounds. So this could be the game for Hurricane right here. They need this. And it's picked off. Back the other way is Potts. Potts at the 25, down to the 21-yard line. Sam Potts timed it, picked it.
Saw that coming the whole way and just stepped in front of it, baited the quarterback into that. He was trying to throw a little bit of a corner up there outside the numbers. A long throw, long developing throw for Hurricanes quarterback Womack. And you're right, little number 3 just sitting out there, sees it. Too much air under it, makes the grab at the 46, returns it about 30 yards, and sets Parkersburg up again with a short field, and Hurricane may be out of time.
Biggest play of the night right there for the Big Red defense. That and that fumble earlier.
Well, no,
recovery.
you're right. In the last three drives, you've forced a punt, you've gotten a fumble, and you've gotten a pick, and you're going to have great field position again within Hurricane territory. Parkersburg's defense, this Big Red defense in this fourth quarter, has been fantastic.
Sure has.
Created 2 turnovers. Parkersburg was -2, I believe, on the season turnovers. Back to even after this, I believe.
Singer hands off to Craig, and Anthony Craig crosses the 20 down to the 19-yard line.
Be deliberate. Take your time. Get another first down. Don't even necessarily have to score, but run this thing down a bit.
They'll mark it at the 18. 2nd and 7.
This tight set.
Singer wants to throw. Who knows why?
You line up with a multiple fullback, sense a throw down. Okay, whatevs.
Loss on the play, clear back to the 22-yard line, 21-yard line. Clock continues to run. Hurricane has all 3 of their timeouts, so do the Big Reds.
Essentially was a diamond-looking set, but they apparently were going to pass out on that last down. Same personnel stay on the field, and they're just going to run this clock down a good bit.
10 seconds on the play clock now. And now they'll get the play. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, they're not going to get it off. Timeout Parkersburg. And Mike Bias is furious.
You know, if they have 3 timeouts, you hope you don't need them later if this thing were to tighten up, but I can see why they're unhappy.
I've got headphones on.
And you heard him.
And I can hear Mike Bias.
Yep. Yeah, we're definitely 20 dB down on these things, and I'm still hearing him. So
he was not happy with his offense right there. I mean, this is all about game management, and at this point, you know, managing the clock, running it out, taking care of the football, and
yeah, you don't want stoppages, you don't want penalties.
He is still upset.
But in the second half, it's been weird. Like, Parkersburg played great in the first half, and they were loose, and they were fun, and they scored 35 points. And the second half, once you start with a couple empty drives, it just got tentative.
Yeah.
And a young quarterback is like all of a sudden not as confident and loose as he was in the first half, and everyone's afraid of making a mistake. And all the while, the defense gave up some points.
Yep.
Nobody wanted to be aggressive. No one wanted to be the alpha dog, at least for that whole third quarter. Now they do.
Mike Bias.
He's hot.
He just put his finger to his head and pulled the trigger. Oh, bless his heart. They're going to give it around the left side. That's Anthony Craig. Craig across the 15. Near first down yardage. He's going to be just a little short.
Yeah, I got most of it running power out of that diamond set. Just loading up with big running backs, extra running back, tight end, move tight end types there, and just could not get enough of an outside block to get all the way to the first down at the 12.
Hurricanes going to take their first time out. So Parkersburg's taken one. Now Hurricane has taken one to stop the clock, and it's going to bring up a 4th and 1 for the Big Reds.
And I think it's obviously you're going to go. You're going to bolt in, I assume, a running play. You don't trust your kick game a ton, but also a kick game can go really wrong. A block kick can easily go 80 yards the wrong way. You don't want to deal with that. So I would say here, you running play.
My goodness, do you dare a quarterback sneak?
Based on the luck everyone's having this week, maybe not. Singer's look better. He was having a little trouble pressing off that left ankle earlier in the second half. He seems to have most of his speed back. Whereas a big pink wrap in that left leg anyway, injury or not.
Yeah. All right, so we'll see what Parkersburg's dialed up after Hurricanes timeout.
Same personnel, that power group that was in there a minute ago.
Yep. Singer out of the shotgun. Singer right side, and it's going to be close, man.
Really is.
It's going to be close. Going to depend on the spot.
Good ankle tackle. Bryson Morrell in there, and another one of the linebackers, Tyrone Washington, the defensive end, got in there and cut him down.
And
did not get a great spot.
The officials
needs the 11, and it's questionable. Fans have a good sense of what you should do. Bring over the giant ruler with the two guys carrying it.
Yeah. Just measure it. Thank you. Watch it again here. All depends on the spot.
Yeah, it really does. Good cut there. That's 27. One of the DBs getting up there, and then Washington finishing as well. Again, but it was not a direct run. It was not a direct run. He tried to get out to the outside, down a gap or two behind the right guard and tackle.
He's short.
Yep. Half a football. Flip it around.
So a big stop there for Hurricane, and we've seen how quickly they can score.
Right. I mean, the first 3 drives of this half were scores all on longer touchdowns to Nathan Barham. 36 and 60, and then a shorter one. But again, they can get behind you. So that's the deal right now. Braden Mason in the back end of this Parkersburg defense have to keep their eye on Barham and, frankly, anyone else you fear that can run in that group. Womack's hung in and thrown some difficult balls. Had good protection, but has had to hang in and take some shots in the second half.
But those seam routes, like you said earlier tonight, those seam routes have been open tonight. They have created separation.
They threw short so much early first half. I don't understand why this is not a more vertical offense. The kid can throw.
Austin Womack steps back, takes the shot, and the pass is incomplete. I think he caught it, but he bobbled it.
Yeah, it was not a tight grab as he went out of bounds at 21 or 22 there. Again, they love running that on first down. Outside receiver on what amounts to a flag route. He goes to the numbers and immediately cuts a flag out. Yep, doesn't have it controlled. Right foot's already way on the white. Incomplete. Good effort by the kid. But again, you're throwing the ball where no one else can get up at your receiver, but it's a very tight window.
Nice effort by Abel Cunningham. 5'10", only 127 pounds.
Crazy.
Now pass down the left side is over the head of Barnum, and Barnum has just been Mr. Everything, as we said, in this second half.
Another tight window. Had outrun his guy underneath, had a safety over the top, some help from Singer out there essentially playing safety in addition to his quarterback role, but not tight enough for Barham. Singer might be the best athlete on this team. We're pretty close. They've got him out here in basically a center field free safety look in this whole series.
Yeah. So the clock stopped on the incompletion. 3:20 to go, and it's 3rd and 10. Womack, little swing pass. Left side is going to be caught by Barnum, excuse me.
Short,
I went to school with a kid named Farnham.
Yep, plenty of those.
So he's going to be short of the first down. They'll, of course, go for it here.
Yeah, about yard and a half short, but got to just outside the 20.
Stepped out of bounds there at the 21, which is right where they spot the football. Good job by the official there. So 4th and half a yard. And this is essentially the ball game right here, and they give it to Hill, and he'll make it. Hill
Took a little while to develop, but he got there.
Yeah, squirts out to the 24-yard line, so Hurricanes still alive, 1st and 10. Ball is on the 24. Look at it again.
Yeah, it gets out there to the right edge, well pursued from the backside, front side. Devin Elder gets dragged along at the end, but Hill gets enough. Ran away from Waybright.
Womack has a man in open, and the pass was intended for Barham, and he could not hold on to it. He was wide open.
Yep, that was right there in space. He thought he heard footsteps, but they weren't close. Aaron Kuffner back there, but he had dropped off in kind of a safety look and was 4 or 5 yards off of him.
Barham did a good job of getting off of his block, too, off of his defender.
Right, early contact, and then Kuffner was at the back end of that defense. But again, Parkersburg's playing very, very soft right now, backing way out, essentially playing cover 3 across the back.
Austin Womack looking for somebody to toss it to, and he finally does. That's Hill. Hill along the left sideline, and he is wrapped up and drug out of bounds. That's Gage Fiore on the play. Also, he had a little bit of help from Snodgrass.
Yeah, Snodgrass super active tonight. He's been really, really good against the pass. Has had to play a lot of receiver coverage despite being a linebacker tonight. And they let him get out of bounds there.
Yep, 2:44. Clock will run on the snap. 3rd and 7. Pass is tipped and caught, but
deflected by Waybright. Got both Pauls up there on that one. Really disrupted it.
Fiore on the stop.
Yeah, just look at that perimeter throw. Look at that Waybright. Gets right in there. Yep, right hand up, both hands up. Running back makes a play on the ball.
If that ball hangs up there one more second, Snodgrass takes it and goes in the end zone.
Absolutely. He's got to go on the other way for Sixers.
Timeout on the field.
Hurricane getting desperate. They've played their way out of a few of these 3rd and 4th down situations, but managed to stay alive. Just burning another timeout there. Parkersburg looks fresh. Defense looks aggressive, has been. Other things going on tonight, AAA, no real surprises. Midland a winner, Martinsburg a winner, South a winner by 7, Spring Valley a big winner, Muscle went up over Wheeling Park by 2.
Are you surprised at that South score, only 7 points?
Yeah, absolutely. But they played essentially even or down for most of that game. So, again, go on the road, Morgantown, it seems like, it looks great on video, like this stadium, but they're just not a great football team this year. They're 1-6.
Right.
That's always been a hard place to go. But again, in Southeast, how to figure out how to win on the road, well, they're figuring it out. Ripley a winner. Huntington leading Capital late in that game. Riverside and South Charleston were tied late.
At 20 after 10, we've got to be one of the last games that are being played in the state right now.
Yeah, the only ones not being reported are ones where they don't want to call the scoring because it's so bad.
Womack steps up in the pocket, throws, has a man, and it is caught at the 36-yard line by Abel Cunningham.
Yep, in front of Singer, who wraps him up after their first down. Singer just center field on that and willing to let the play develop under him. Not a big issue. You're going to let them get a few yards underneath. They're in a hurry. They're under pressure.
Clock is running. 2:15 to go. Womack. Pass is caught. And a nice hit out of bounds. Chase Hager on the catch, and Sam Potts got him out of bounds.
Yeah, drilled on the far side. Kyle Moore had the coverage underneath, but I like the way Potts plays. He's just looking for the big hit, and there Moore trails him across, and right as he gets to the white, that's hard. Good shot.
Good hard-nosed football there.
Really is. Again, Potts just looks like he's having fun, period. Kicking, playing DB, whatever. He's enjoying himself.
Dernier had a pick six there a little while
Very
ago.
close. Very close. Again, those 2 turnovers what turned the game for Parkersburg.
Womack. Pass is caught and complete on the far sideline. That's Moses.
And you hate that for the stat column, but you're, again, keeping the play in front of you. Don't let them get the big play off. And Potts just sits there and just lining dudes up. Jump up and catch it in front of me. Sure, I'll drill you. And that's exactly what he does. Again, yep, that'll work.
I think one of their assistant coaches got the worst end of that
Bad
one.
end of that one, yep. It's knocked down over there. Again, I hate the tarps and I hate the track. That's just harsh.
Yeah.
Slip. What's
Womack.
that?
Womack throws a duck, and Potts picks it off, but he's out of bounds. That had to have slipped out of his hand.
that had a real arm punt feel to it, but not intentionally on an early down play like that.
Look at it again here. It almost just pops straight up in the air.
Yeah, it loses the grip off the back of it. No laces, and Potts makes a pretty good play there at the 18.
You got to think that, it is probably getting pretty cold and maybe a little dewy.
This is getting close to no fun. The moist football plus the cold is not what you want.
It's 41 degrees right now, and a little screen pass to Cunningham, and Cunningham is finally brought down by Kufner at the 30.
Owen had really good pursuit over there, but Barham made just enough of a block to free the receiver and get Cunningham upfield. Good play design, good block, lucky block to get Owen out of the way.
Womack looks left, throws left, catch. Cunningham again. So, you know what?
90 seconds.
Stranger things have happened, but, if Hurricane scores here in the next play or two, maybe pulls an onside out of their hat.
Yep. Well, Womack's going to end up with a really nice statistical night, very efficient. It's going to look really, really good. But this game was probably never as close as the score will demonstrate.
Yeah. Austin Womack goes for the end zone. He's hit as he throws, and Potts almost has another interception. Potts had it, and he just dropped it.
Big pressure by Waybright. Womack had to hang in there for a long time, but Waybright that time gets inside the left tackle, gets a good shot, just pushes him, doesn't even hit him belt high with the body, and hits him as he throws, and that one's almost picked off again. Finally getting good pressure as they're having to hang in there on these throws and wait for things to develop.
Boy, Potts would like to have that one back. 2nd and 10. That play took 8 seconds.
Hurricane has never won at Stadium Field.
It's not looking good right now, but there is a chance. Now they're going to give that delayed handoff to Christian Hill. Hill around the left side. He gets out of bounds to the 11. And so Hurricane doing a good job working the sidelines, Rob.
Yep, good pursuit. Kufner there, but not before the guy gets out of bounds. Craig tried to track it down from behind. But again, Hurricane is managing. I mean, they're doing a lot of smart, efficient things. I just don't think they have enough time to get away with this.
Clock stopped at 1:14, and it's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Redskins. Austin Womack, straight drop, looks to the end zone. He's got a man. He overshot him.
Pass attempt is incomplete.
Pass was intended.
Difficult throw. Looking for Barham in the north end zone there amongst three, but Barham had the best position. Just overthrew him a little bit, a little too high. Barham's not super tall.
He had to throw it high because Gage Fiore was right there, and if he throws it chest level, Fiore picks it off.
Yep, and they're taking some shots. Parkersburg's blitzing a linebacker, just switching around almost every play, and that time Fiore almost gets into the act.
4th and 9. This is the ball game for Hurricane. They've got to get a first down or put it in the end zone, or Parkersburg's going to win this game. Womack, pass, caught at the 3-yard line, and with the catch is Ryan Moses. Not only do they get the first down, but they'll get 1st and goal. And Hurricane is still in business. The clock is running.
Yep, working in front of Fiore and Kufner there. Good catch.
Womack goes to the end zone. In and out of the hands of Moses.
Looking for a fade, but didn't drag him all the way to the back corner of the end zone. A little too much heat on the football, a little too far to the outside. Kufner over there, but there's nothing he could do. That's all throw good or throw bad.
Yeah. It's one of those kind of throws where you only want one person to catch it, and that's your guy.
Yep. I'll say this for Womack. He does a good job at throwing balls where only his guys can get. There's a lot of difficult perimeter throws, and he makes most of them.
Yeah. 15 seconds on the play clock. 2nd and goal. Austin Womack has had a good night throwing the football, and he'll toss this one over the head of everybody out of the corner of the end zone, so now it'll be 3rd and goal.
Yep, nothing over there. No short receiver to dump off. The receiver in the back of the end zone wasn't going to get there. Dump it, conserve time.
Was looking for Chase Hager, but well covered, and he did the smart thing and just tossed it out of bounds. So now 3rd and goal, 40.2 seconds to go in the ball game. And for every incompletion, every play that they don't get positive yards is bad news for Hurricane.
Yep. running out of time and opportunities. This has been a fun second half, though.
Oh, man. Got that right. And Hurricane is going to take their final timeout. So Coach Jeremy Taylor thinks it's pretty important that they put the ball in the end zone right now, so they're going to draw something up.
Yep. Obviously, you have to get this 7 before you can try and get another 7 out of an onside kick or other some sort of something goofy happen. You've got to get the 7 or else none of the rest of it matters.
Yeah.
And again, for them, it's a loss tonight. They will fall to 3-5. Now, you can make the playoffs at 5-5 in AAA in West Virginia. They did last year, but it's not easy. You need some help. And both these teams have MSAC games coming that are potentially harmful to that playoff rate, and these teams are both sitting essentially at the back of that top 16 that go to the postseason.
Next week, Ron Cook will be back from the beach, probably all tan and everything, but he will be back and right back here at Stadium Field, and it's Spring Hill and the Big Reds next week.
Yeah, and Spring Mills is again, they're seated right with these guys, essentially. I think it's 12, 13, and 15. They're 12, Parkersburg 13, Hurricane 15. It's very important, especially in these games where you're playing each other in this area. 6-4 definitely makes the postseason. 5-5,
So 3rd and goal for the Redskins. Line of scrimmage is the 3.
It's down.
Terrible snap. He couldn't control it. And the clock continues to run.
Yep.
So now 4th and goal from the 10.
Same call. He's waiting for a play to get signaled in.
And this is it right here. It's end zone or bust. He goes to the end zone, and it is knocked away. And the Big Reds will win the ball game, and Anthony Craig, Johnny on the spot DB there, and made a great play.
Yeah, it really did. In between the ball and the receiver, just opts to knock it down. Craig had a great second quarter at the running back spot. Here at the DB spot, he's been busy, but he has good position, understands in the corner of the end zone, uses the out of bounds to help him defend, had Barham behind him. Great play there.
Credit to him, too, because that pass is going to be caught by Barnum if he doesn't knock it away, because Barnum was right there.
Yep, and that was the first read. That's the guy they wanted. Barham's had 3 touchdowns just in the second half, now 6 on the season, but they're going to walk out of here with a loss for the Hurricane Redskins.
So, once again, they have never won a ball game at Stadium Field.
And that's one of those historic things. Parkersburg, one of the great, legendary programs in the state, but it's hard to believe you've never beaten a team you played over and over in the last 20 or plus years in the MSAC and similar leagues.
Bryson Singer takes a knee, and the clock will hit zeros. Our final score from Stadium Field: Parkersburg 42, Hurricane, after a valiant second half comeback, 28. And it was just, as Rob said, a great second half of football. We appreciate you watching tonight here on 1455 Media. Next week, we're back here, as we said. Ron Cook will be calling the action right here at Stadium Field. For our director, Mitch Owen, producer Scott McKittrick, and my partner, Rob Cornelius. Great job, buddy. Appreciate having you. I'm Brian Noss. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Good night.